So I called him, I was like, I didn't want to say it that way. I wanted to wait till I was in Rome. He's like, why you have to be like that? Would you just say it? You feel it, you say it. Why be honest with me? Why you have to pretend? And I'm like...
Episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
Welcome back.
Really, welcome back. We missed you guys.
Oh my gosh.
We took a whole week off. We missed you.
Happy unofficial fall.
Listen, don't be sad about it, you guys. We have a really fun fall planned for you.
Don't be so sad.
I get sad about fall sometimes.
You what?
Well, not in LA.
Are you even a white girl? What do you mean?
Summer's over.
You hate when summer's over?
I get a little sad. You know, I don't mind being hot. You're temperature sensitive.
Yeah, I know. It does kind of feel like back to work.
And there's only that 1 week in the fall that's nice. Everyone knows that 1 week in the fall.
Well, not anymore. You know, we live in California now.
The fall's going to be so good because we have a tour that we've just started. We just did our London show and we have Great Vibes Only toys coming out. And we have so much fun stuff in the fall. Girls Gotta Eat merch, all kinds of stuff.
Yes. I cannot wait for these product releases and blow gel flavors. There's a spoiler in this episode and I'm going to leave it.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what it is. You know.
Just guess.
Just guess. Guess what we're doing for fall.
White girl named Ashley. What was that joke you used to tell?
Well, I would say when I would do stand up when fall started, I would say, this is my fucking Super Bowl. I'm a white girl named Ashley. Like, I have to love fall. It's like, I had a whole bit about it. That's not the punchline. But yeah, people would laugh at that.
That was really funny.
I said it once, like off the cuff, and people were like, oh, what? I mean, that is the most basic bitch shit.
Uh-huh. So
and I love all of it.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Fall. I love fall. Don't get me wrong. And I love fall in LA even more. Okay. We're going to thank some of our partners. We're going to jump right back into it. We'd like to thank Skims for supporting our show. Skims fits everybody and more. Best-selling essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75, all at skims.com. And thanks to Buffy for supporting Girls Gotta Eat. Buffy makes award-winning bedding that's soft on you and soft on the earth. For $20 off your Buffy order, visit buffy.co and enter the promo code GGE. And thanks to Hinge for supporting Girls Gotta Eat. Hinge allows you to find great dates through profile features that help you date more intentionally. Download Hinge and share your dating intentions to find someone worth deleting the app for.
Yes, and we'd also like to thank Neutrafol for supporting Girls Gotta Eat. Neutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve visible thickness and strength. Go to Neutrafol.com and enter the promo code GGE to save $10 off your first month subscription, plus free shipping on every order. Thanks to AG1 for supporting our show. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/GGE. And thanks to HelloFresh for their continued support of our show. Go to HelloFresh.com/50GGE and use code 50GGE for 50% off, plus 15% off for the next 2 months.
It's a tongue twister.
Whoa.
50% off plus 15% off.
65 total.
It's
if
really...
you're mathing along with us.
I wasn't mathing this math. But I really am so amped. We'll tell you more about it over the next coming weeks. We have like 5 to 6 new toys coming out this fall. We have new blow gel flavors. We have just some new toys and things to play with.
Yes. So if you're new here, we have a sex toy company with a paired app. It's called Vibes Only. And we do this blow gel, which I got to say, I did use the blow gel this past weekend.
You said it was juicy.
It was definitely juicy.
Juicy orange blow job.
That orange creamsicle blow job. It was really like sucking on a popsicle on a hot day. It was just orange cream everywhere. Oh my God, that was really graphic. No, but I really do love it.
Yes.
I've tasted all the flavors, obviously, and I use everything that we sell, but I am just going to admit I hadn't done the blow gel on a dick.
I'm more the blow gel person.
Yeah, you're the blow gel
company.
tester.
I mean, I tested the original flavors, the mango smoothie. It's just like never taste a dick again if you don't want to. Taste what we put on it.
And the first of the fall formulas will be vulva friendly. Oh, yeah. So you can eat pussy with it.
Yeah. I mean, we think it tastes great, but pussy.
We think pussy always tastes great. But if you want to have a seasonal menu...
You want that Christmas pussy.
Oh my God.
We have that for you. There's just so much newness coming out. We're just very excited. We've been masturbating like crazy for you guys to bring you the most high-end orgasm-inducing products you could possibly find. They're beautiful. They're discreet. They come in discreet packaging. So if it gets sent to your dad's house, he'll never know.
Yes. And we bring these to the tour dates, the live shows, and so you can win them. We're giving away more prizes than ever.
That's so funny. More prizes.
Like, we have so much to give away. We have our own T-shirt cannons. We revealed them in Chicago for the first time. We had such a great time at EatsCon. This was like a month ago at this point, but we did the Infatuations Food Festival. So thank you guys all for coming to our daytime show. And yes, we bought the T-shirt cannons. They're branded. So they are going to be at all the shows. We didn't bring them to London. We didn't bring the guns overseas.
It's too much with
across the pond.
Customs.
That's exactly. So unfortunately, so we're like, doing the T-shirts, and they're so much fun. And like, these fall shows are going to be so lit. And then we don't really know when we're touring again.
Yeah, this is it for a while, probably.
This will be it for a little while. So come to one of the fall shows. If you don't live in one of these cities, make a vacation out of it. Get your girls, get your guys, get your gays, and come to the shows.
Yes, girlsgottaeat.com, tickets, every single partner link, every episode we've ever done. It's a great website. Check it out. Today, we just performed in London. My dad and my brother were there. It was really fun. I'm so excited to go on the fall tour because we just did the Chicago show and I got like a little taste of it. And we hadn't performed in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I just got to like taste it. I'm like, oh, I miss it.
I know. And, I have to tell you, Rayna, I'm surprised you didn't bring this up. You're usually the person that like realizes this stuff. But this week is our...
Well, now I know.
5-year touring anniversary.
I've never been on a stage in my life.
September 12th.
Yeah, I thought it was the 13th. No,
12th.
So, you know what was so funny? So Ashley, I noticed that, and I'd never been on a stage, and I really credit Ashley with making me feel really comfortable on stage and allowing me to just like shine and be who I am. And I have become such a good performer because our audience is so wonderful, and I feel like it's such a loving room. But you've always been such a good soundboard, helping me like work out my jokes and all that. And I'm not a comedian, like I'm not a stand-up, but I am an entertainer. But it was
She's an entertainer, folks.
So September is special, but October is like my big month, and it's really crazy. I have to tell you what's so funny. So October, I was telling Ashley, it blows my mind. Everybody I've ever like been really into, I've either met or broken up with in October. It is a 100% rate, and I'm running through all these people with Ashley, like every man in my life ever. I've either met them or broken up with them in October. You met your boyfriend in October.
I did.
So I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this, and it never occurs to me all these years I met you in October.
Oh my God.
The most important person in the world.
What in the world? Okay, that is so crazy.
I know.
It really is so wild. Like, I'm thinking about Sparkle Eyes, you, Jay. My nephew was born in October.
I wonder what that is.
Wow. My.
Here we are.
That's so crazy.
But I met you in October. I've told this story about October so many times, and I'm never like, oh, I met Ashley in October.
That's so funny. Yes, our friend anniversary is the 9th. Then Jay's birthday is the 8th.
And then we met Sparkle Eyes Halloween weekend. It was a holiday weekend.
The 29th.
Holiday.
We looked it up because I was like, it was the 28th or the 29th.
So I'm glad we're talking about Sparkle Eyes because I have like notes for today, and I was like, both of our notes are probably just Sparkle Eyes today.
But that's my boyfriend. That's what we call him.
Yeah, that's Ashley's boyfriend, Sparkle Eyes. I have not had one-on-one time with him because the only times I've spent with him was in like Dewey for your birthday, and there was 12 people who I like never seen.
Cabo.
So, what did I say?
Dewey.
The Dewey is always your birthday. So we were in Cabo, and I just didn't get any one-on-one time with him. Also, that was his first time meeting everybody. My first time meeting people, I'm just like, what? I don't get into that with them as much. So he came to Chicago on a work trip, and I will say
that sounds like he had to travel for work. You're saying it was our work trip.
He came on our work trip.
He attended our work trip.
I'm going to say the nicest thing I can say about anybody, he didn't annoy me for 1 second. Mm-hmm. And you and I can't say that about each other.
He is not annoying.
He's just not
annoying. He never annoys me. I know it hasn't been that long, but like...
He's never going to annoy you.
I know. He's not. He doesn't have annoying energy.
First of all, he came to like... We had our team with us. We had Tessa and we had Ashley who works for us, our other Ashley. And it really was like, I mean, he didn't intrude upon a work trip. He was invited. But he had lunch with us, and then he came to the show, and he sat and watched the show with our other Ashley, and he was in the green room the whole time. And I just felt like him and I like bonded. It was the first time I got like one-on-one quiet time with him. I don't care who any of my friends date. It doesn't matter to me. I'll never see them. I was even saying to our friend Anushka the other day, I was like, if Sean annoyed me, I don't care. I'll never see that guy again. But if any of my friends are married to or dating somebody I don't like, well, it doesn't affect my fucking life. But if you dated somebody I didn't like, it would affect my fucking life like deeply. And so I just really liked getting to know him better. But then he sent me a text message, which we'll talk about at the shows, but now we're side texting about you.
I know.
It just
you guys are on
really
your own
happy.
text.
It really made me really happy.
I mean, yeah, you guys have to get along. And not that you didn't. Yeah, I don't think that you had like a bonding moment.
Getting along and really liking somebody are different things to me. I could tolerate most people, but like I look forward to like being around him.
Yeah. And I think that he felt like he had more of a closeness with you because he like listens to the show now. He watches on YouTube. And I don't know. I just was like, you haven't bonded with Rayna yet, really. And I feel like he was like, but I know Rayna, you know, and I'm like, you know, you don't. She doesn't know you like that.
I said something to him the other day. I was like, you're a stranger. I don't know you.
So
I've been with you twice.
It really like meant a lot. And then we like all left Chicago together. We went to the airport and listen.
Never felt like a cuck more in my whole life.
So he and I had been out all day. It was the hottest day that I've been in Chicago.
By far.
Like we used to always go to Chicago in the winter, which was a miss. Yeah. But like then I've been in the summer a lot because then you're like, that's when you go. And we had done the architecture tour. I was like, my panties were wet and not in a good way. Like my Skims thong was soaked through. I was only wearing it because I was wearing a skirt. Like I was drenched in sweat. And
I was at the pool and I was like, I can't be here.
And we were just in the full sun on this tour. I was just like, I am soaked. I'm slimy. And then we just walked around the whole day. And so we were disgusting. And we got back to the hotel and they didn't have a shower for us to shower off, which is like, I can't. The Hoxton, what are you guys doing? You're 4 stars, no robes, communal showers. So anyway, no shade, but listen, you got to have robes. You don't get 4 stars without robes. I had a whole plan when he walked in the hotel room. I was going to be wearing the robes and the new lingerie I got. Couldn't do it.
It's so funny. Like this is like the most like Ashley's in a relationship, but I'm not. I had the most exciting plan planned for me too. I was going to put on a robe and order Nando's chicken and sit alone and watch Vanderpump Rules.
Ruin both of our robe fantasies.
Yes.
So we come back and we're just sitting in the lobby. I'm like, I don't want anyone to touch me. And so I was like Googling lounges. We flew American, which you know how we feel, but we were going to Philly.
There's nothing we can do about
So we flew American and I was like Googling the lounges. There's a couple different American lounges in Chicago in O'Hare in the airport. And I was like, are there any with showers? And there was one with showers. So we got to the lounge. It was like in our terminal. And this is the first time I've used a shower in an airport lounge.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll just go find us some seats. I got some soup. I was sitting alone.
Yeah, you're alone with your soup. He and I are hooking up in the shower.
This fan runs up to me. She's like, oh my God, it's Ashley here too. I was like, she's getting fucked in the shower. While I sit here and hold down our seats and drink soup alone.
So here's the thing. I had a friend so many years ago that met a guy in the Delta Lounge and fucked him in the shower. And I was just like, icon. You know, like, wow. They were on a crazy delay. You know, you're like drinking at the bar. You're 8 hours delayed. They went and fucked in the shower. I was like, you are a fucking legend.
Fantasy, yeah.
So I've always just been like, I want to fuck in the shower in the airport lounge. Totally. And we had to shower. Like, it wasn't even this like, let's fulfill the fantasy. We were like literally disgusting. So we like brought changes of clothes and stuff. And you know, it's kind of funny because he and I are walking around with our bags trying to find the shower. They were like in an obscure place and then they were locked. So I had to go to the front of the lounge and I had to give my license and get a key. Like at least in the Admiral's Lounge, it's not all willy-nilly. They take your license and they were eyeing me up. I could feel that they were like, she's trying to fuck in there. Like I feel like
everyone is trying to fuck in there.
Well, we also really had to shower.
Yeah, everyone has to really shower and also have sex in there. You guys did a whole photo shoot. You're peering out of the shower with your little head all smiley. You guys took selfies. I'm eating soup alone. It was a really crowded Sunday night lounge in Chicago at the airport. I was like, can I have a seat? No, I'm just holding it down, eating soup while my friend gets fucked in the shower. You can't sit here. Need to hold these armchairs for my friend.
What a good friend.
You would do it for me.
Of course I would. And
I
would be like, I would be telling everybody. I'd be so proud. I'm like, no, I'm saving these seats. She's just getting fucked in the shower. So we flew there. They went to Dewey. We had a really fun girls trip with a couple of our girlfriends. Low-key trip. It wasn't over a weekend. It was not your standard, but it was like nice. It was like lots of like just girlfriend time, deep talks.
A lot of emotions.
A lot of trauma unpacking. And then baby Jay, of course.
He gets cuter every time I see him.
He is 1 month now away from being 1. I can't even believe it.
So much. You know what I love when he does? was. So we had a very long vibes only meeting at your brother's house for like 2 hours. And Jay just like sits through the meetings on your lap and it makes me, we're talking about dildos.
Yeah. I'll bring him up on my lap and he'll just be like looking at the Zoom. Oh my God. I love him so much. And then I went to Boston to be with Sparkle Eyes. So like spoiler alert, he lives in Boston. He's from Boston. And it's funny because I was seeing different like the Girls Gotta Eat listeners around town. And some of them were DMing me and they were like, we knew it. We won. Like this girl goes, all of Boston knew it. We won, bitches. No. And Rayna, the way that they would greet us, girls would come up, Ashley, oh my God, Sparkle Eyes. No one didn't call him Sparkle Eyes. And he goes, that's me. And this one girl, we walked out of the hotel. We like just had such a nice time. We were like walking to get coffee in the morning. And I hear this girl scream after me, Ashley! Thumbs up. She puts her thumb in the air.
I love our audience. Someone walked by me at the farmer's market on Sunday and goes, Rayna fucking Greenberg. And then she just kept walking.
Yeah, the energy is
them.
amazing. And you know, like Boston is just our fave. And it's just, that's like where I met him and I met him at a show and like it just has been this thing in Girls Gotta Eat touring history. That was one of the first cities where we're like, oh my God, we sold this out so quick. That probably was like the Wilbur the first time in 2019. We were like, oh my God, like, are we really famous? Yeah. So it just means a lot. All the performers we've had there and like, you know, you met our video guy there. So the same night I met Sparkle Eyes, it comes up. It comes up
later on today.
But so I loved being there with him and like seeing where he was from and like, I just had the best weekend. It was just really nice, like doing stuff that we both enjoy. You know, like we talked about this with Nick Vile. This isn't like a hot take, but just like stuff that we both like. We get joy out of the same things. Like what we want to do in the morning. We want to walk. We want to go get coffee. We've got coffee at this cute place. Walked around Seaport. Like
also hate the same things, which I think
we hate the same things. Yes, we like really just. I mean, we've no conflict yet. Like everything just feels really easy. Never annoys me. He's so easygoing. I mean, again, it's still really early, but if I'm running late, which I always am, you know, getting ready and it was just really nice. And I plan so many trips. This summer has been a lot for me, like all of Cabo. And when I'm in Dewey, I have to do that. That's where I'm from. I plan for everybody. I've made all the dinner reservations. I have to tell you what time we're going, what we're doing, the beach, all the things. And like even Chicago, having him there with me, I'm the person that's been to Chicago more. And it was just, everything was planned for me. It was just like he planned every dinner. He had a driver for us one night. I just got to relax. He like drove me around. He has a really nice car. Like everything was so nice. And it was nice to see like where he's from and do like the hometown tour. And at this point, you know, he's been to my hometown and I've been to his hometown and like we've seen where each other like went to elementary school all the way up to high school, like where we rode bikes around with our friends and the houses we grew up in. And that just like bonds you to someone, like seeing where they're from for real.
It makes or breaks a relationship for me. Yeah. Like it either makes you feel like, ugh, I do not want to be a part of this. What makes you you, I just don't like it. I don't vibe with your family. Your friends are not my vibe. Or you were just like, I see exactly why you are the way you are and I love it.
Yeah. And I met his sister and her husband and I love that he has an older sister and, you know, I have a younger brother. And so we have that in common and we did a dinner night out with them and I just loved them. And I loved all his friends. So his friends did this big like backyard, like steak thing. They have this one friend that's a great chef. He cooked all these steaks and it was like all of his friends. And I just find it so important. Somebody that has like friends that they've had for a really long time that they really care about, they care about them and met, you know, his close guy friends and their wives and girlfriends and fiancés and like the guy's house, it was his mom I loved. You know, everybody was just like, you make him so happy and everybody was really welcoming. And I don't know, you know, he kind of like prepared me. I think he thought people were going to kind of like roast him. And I was just like, everybody's so happy for you. Like everybody's so great and they're so nice. And I just loved being around all of that.
I haven't heard about this trip that much because yesterday you had to like wake up, fix this mistake that I made. You had to like fly over to my house. We recorded all day. I don't know how you got here at 10. You left at like 6. I don't know how that happened. I haven't heard about this trip. This morning I was like, you should tell me about this trip.
I know. I do have more stuff that's like off the record to tell you. There's some other things.
Sometimes we share private stuff, not to you guys. But I mean, I wasn't worried about it. But you know, like I've taken somebody home before, and I told you I like fell out of love with that person on that trip.
We hear that all the time. I mean, your neighbor told us that story. He like brought someone to meet his family. They broke up on the trip.
And he was like, I couldn't be fake. I couldn't hold it back.
Yes.
I took somebody home, and I just was like, watching you interact with the people in my life made me just realize we're not the same in a way that is never going to get better, basically. Yeah. And he is the kindest, most wonderful person. I don't have anything bad to say about him, but I was just like, I don't enjoy this. And it can really make or break a relationship for me. And like the person I was engaged to, for example, like his family was Jewish. They work in food. We just had so much in common.
Yeah.
And like that really bonded me to him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I knew the trip was going to be great, but
Yeah.
I'm glad it was like so great.
Thank you. He really saw my Beyonce obsession because the tickets came through as we were like laying in bed, and we got our tickets. We paid for them, but we got them through Live Nation, through our agent helped us out, and we just hadn't gotten them yet. And it was like the concert was coming up, and so I didn't know where our seats were going to be. And I've been like panicked about this for weeks. I'm checking in every week, and I saw the tickets. I started to cry a little because they were so good, and they're like VIP. They're in the 100 level. At this point, the concert is over, but we're recording before we go. And I turned into a different person. It was Beyonce only. Then like I was in his car the next day. I was like, it's Beyonce only. We have to play Beyonce. And I was like doing a full blown concert. Like he really saw the real me. And at one point he goes, I didn't know how he felt about Beyonce. I knew he was like okay with her, but I feel like I didn't want to know because it can like change my whole perception of somebody. This is kind of what I did with Andrew Schultz.
Ashley, I talk about it privately.
I'm still like a fan of Andrew, and he was like, Lemonade, man, that's one of the best albums ever. No skips. And I was like, I will suck your dick right now.
She texted the whole group. She was
I
like,
didn't know he felt
just
like that.
Low key told me he loves Lemonade. Everybody in the group was like, suck his dick now.
I was like, get the orange creamsicle out.
Okay. Also, just last thing. Boston is also a crazy special thing because I was at the Boston Harbor Hotel the night before I met you in October.
What? Right. Oh, that wedding.
Yeah. So Boston's really important to me. October is really important to me. Okay, stay tuned. Crazy stuff's going to happen in October for me.
I know. All right. Listen, let's take a break because we really need to.
Okay.
But then I want to say something about you.
Great. I want to say a lot of things about me. Let's talk about me.
So I am going to tell you all about Neutrafol. I love Neutrafol so much. And I actually got a haircut recently. I got my first haircut in LA. And I feel like when you have a hair experience like that, you kind of notice what's going on with your hair. And I just do feel like it feels really nice and healthy and just took a little bit more off than I thought I wanted. And it even feels more full, and I'm happy with it. And a lot of that is like Neutrafol. And I have been using this since 2020. We're such big fans of it. And a lot of women have hair thinning. It happens to approximately 1 in 2 women. So if you're among them and you just feel like your hair isn't as thick as it used to be, you notice like your hairline is like farther back than before. It's just like thinner up in the front or wherever. If you're like postpartum, this can happen. Whatever is going on, Neutrafol is here to help. So their hair growth supplements use drug-free ingredients to target root causes of thinning hair and promote healthy hair growth. So really, it's like we've been using this phrase randomly, Band-Aid on a bullet hole. Like, I mean, obviously you guys know where that comes from, but I feel like it's like that. Like, it's not just like some topical thing that's gonna like allegedly make your hair grow. It really is like targets it from within. These are supplements, capsules that you take 4 a day, and it's really gonna get your hair growing. It can usually take like 3 to 6 months. I kind of noticed a difference in like 2 actually. Like I just could really like a small difference, but I could tell. And it is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement. So if this is something that you are concerned about, don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid to share. I'm sure you have friends and women in your life that are dealing with the same thing, but just go to Neutrafol.com, take the hair health wellness quiz, identify the causes of your thinning hair, and then they will give you a personalized plan for better hair growth through their whole body health approach. 86% of women reported improved hair growth after taking Neutrafol for 6 months in a clinical study. We love those stats. We love receipts. So again, if this is a concern of yours, do what you got to do. Try Neutrafol. We have been hyping it for so many years now. You can take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Neutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Neutrafol.com and enter the promo code GGE. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Neutrafol for healthier hair. Neutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GGE. That's Neutrafol.com, promo code GGE.
Okay, you guys know that we are obsessed with Skims. We can't even like keep it in the box when we talk about it. We just like love it so much. And it started with the Fits Everybody collection, and we like popped off about that. And now we're going to talk about the cotton loungewear collection, and I am obsessed with it.
My shirt Skims.
Your shirt is Skims.
Yeah.
I have just been lounging around in their stuff.
You are so like on one.
I placed an order and then I placed 2 more orders this weekend. I got the cotton rib plunge bralette, and then they have so many things that match it. So cotton rib tank, boxer, legging, and the thong and the brief. So I've been like prancing around the house in the cotton rib brief and the cotton rib plunge bralette. They have so many sizes, so many colors. Skims is creating the next generation of loungewear for everybody. I love how comfortable it is. I like how stretchy and soft it is. They have added so many colors. It's astonishing. I'm just like, how many
what
colors
is this color?
How many colors exist in the rainbow?
This, like dusky teal.
Dusky teal.
That's not an official name.
Right. There's 19 shades of beige.
There's
I don't
this
even
Azul shirt. It's like bright blue.
I love that one.
Yeah.
The sizes go from extra, extra small to 4X. So a huge range of not only colors, but sizes. The loungewear, I mean, I wear it around my house, but it's like my around the house outfit. Like it's what I put on my Instagram stories. I posted this weekend. I was like, I look so good and tall. I feel so sexy. It's made from ultra soft and natural fibers. The cotton collection features elevated lounge pieces designed for comfort indoors and outside. And then you guys can believe the hype. Skims has over 100,000 5-star reviews for a reason. The cotton collection and more are available now at skims.com. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows so that they'll keep working with us because I'm still trying to be on that Skims train.
Oh, I mean, just Skims forever.
If they ever leave us, I'll be so sad.
No.
So anyways, big fans. Check it out, you guys. You're going to love it as much as we do.
Okay, so you've just been so funny lately because these just guys have been
Always
coming
funny.
to your life. You're like, I don't want it, not good enough, no, pass, next. It's just so funny. Like you sent me this voice note and the energy was just like, I don't fucking. He's just like trying to be this, trying to be that. He's trying to see me. I really don't give a fuck. And like the energy is very like, I'm waiting till October. Like it's very like nothing matters now. Truly.
No, we're in home stretch time. October's around the corner.
I mean, you seem unbothered till October. Like it's like you truly feel like something is going to happen in October.
I'll be bothered in October.
You'll be bothered. Oh my God, it's Halloween. Rayna's like, fuck, I'm still single.
It's something terrible. If I do not find a boyfriend in October, I have to wait till next October. That is so crazy.
Oh my God, right. That is so funny.
Like,
well,
30 days
another
of the year.
fucking year of this.
I have 30 days a year to find a boyfriend, and that's
31.
it. 30. I don't know how many days.
You know what day Halloween's on?
No.
October 31st.
I'm not a big Halloween guy.
Okay.
I don't care about it. Don't judge me, you guys. Yeah, I'm unbothered. Also, like I said to you, and I said like maybe it's subconsciously, but like I've been really in love. I've gone on dates with people that I've like been like, this is the person, this is the person. If I don't feel like that, I don't want to be bothered. And I know how I feel when I'm in love. I see how you are right now. And it's just like, that's the bar. And I just don't need to like whelm around these people that I'm like, I don't care about this.
I mean, I know. I just don't like. I'm not going to make this whole episode about like how it feels, how in love I am, but like it just is like.
You haven't said this on our show in 6 years, so
Right.
you can go pretty hard.
I'm gonna go pretty hard. Yeah, and like
People are like, Ashley, to give 2 episodes about this.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just like nothing feels better, and like nothing feels better when it's completely reciprocated, and you're like 0% doubt. I feel like I'm in a movie. Like I can't believe this. Like we're that corny ass couple that's like, is this real life? You know, like, and so you shouldn't settle for anything less, you know? And of course, like we've done these episodes about the emotional unavailability and things like that. And I feel for people that really have never really seen that or experienced that or don't know what that looks like. But I mean, I hope that you can feel that. I have a friend that's married and she's just been married for a while. And I have this feeling she's never felt that, you know, I feel like she's never felt that like deep obsession in a healthy way, you know, not like an unhealthy obsession, and that like passion and like what it feels like to just lay in bed and like stare into someone's eyes and be like, we're so lucky. You know what I mean? Like everyone should be able to feel that and should end up someone that makes them feel that way. And it's like, I'm watching The Ultimatum on Netflix and I'm like, this isn't it.
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
it's rare and it's hard to find. You haven't talked this way in 6 years. So like it is rare. And I think that we all deserve to be with somebody that wants to be with us and to feel loved and to feel that it's intentional and to feel like it's 100% reciprocated. And if you don't have it right now, like don't settle for like less than that.
Yeah. I mean, fuck around, have fun, meet people, figure out what you want. Like
be unbothered like me until October.
Yeah. Until it happens. And like someone sent me this message. I think this is listener from, I think she was in Germany even, and she was just like, seeing you in this relationship and how happy you are really gives me hope that it's never too late. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's giving like Carrie Bradshaw, you know, like I met him at 39, right on the cusp, but sure. I mean, that's a lot older than some people would think, you know, and here I am talking about this. I mean, who's to say what's going to happen, but I do see this being like long-term, you know, like, so yes, I guess it's a funny thing to say it's never too late because I don't think like 40 is old, you know, like we look at the world differently, but that's really old. Some people are like, what do you mean? I can't imagine not finding the person by 30 or by 27, you know what I mean? So
I think we just put a lot of pressure on ourselves to find the career by 30, to find the partner by 30 that we want to marry, that we want to have kids with. And Mateo says this, and I don't want to like steal his thunder, but he talks about how he had sort of, before he got married to his current partner, he had just resigned that he was going to be a successful person that made a lot of money and that was going to be enough, you know? And it's okay to resign to that, but I think that like the ultimatum is such a good thing to talk about because I look at all these people and I'm like, you don't make each other happy. What are we doing here?
This isn't
None of you want to be with each other.
This is not it. And you're young, you know, like get out of this. Like all those couples need to fucking break up.
All of them. I'm just like, you hate each other. All of you hate
You're
each other.
just unsure. Like I go back to that one TikTok. I got to find this and play the audio one day. But like, there's one thing. It's that he's sure about you. I can work with everything else. Most other things.
Yeah, you said that to me at the beginning.
That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine bringing a man on this show? The ultimatum.
Oh, no. I was like, this show? Yeah, I can imagine. I think about all the
like,
time.
can you imagine just, you're like, I got to bring this man on Netflix because he can't decide.
I mean, the epiphanies they have on that show are wild.
Yeah.
And so I think about the actual steps to get on the show, and you like present the concept, you talk about what it is, they watch an episode or two, and then there is so much that goes on. I think with a mental health screening, you have to sign all kinds of certificates, get a lawyer involved, sign a contract, and then shooting starts. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens in between when you like introduce this and then you do it. And like you've gone through all those steps just to go on national television and be like, my relationship's bad.
I know.
I want to break up. You guys should just break up.
I know.
All of you break up.
Right. They actually tell you, they're like, there is no show, but you should break up. Vanessa calls you. She's all fucked up. She's like, anyway, I gave Nick an ultimatum. She can't bring it up enough. Okay, so The Ultimatum was one of my recs. On the plane recently, I watched I Want to Dance with Somebody, which is the Whitney Houston movie from 2022. I think there was another documentary. It comes up again. Really loved it. But we break it down more with Mateo. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I watched that movie on the plane. I really enjoyed it. It didn't like blow my mind. And then I couldn't remember if the book was so much about religion like the movie is, but I read it when I was a kid. But I did like it. And I guess that's all I had. One thing though, I want to talk about The Ultimatum. This woman, Roxanne, we've looked her up and what she does. Because she talks like she's Bill Gates. Like you would think
I'm about my business. I'm about my money. She says ambition, money, career, entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. So you're an entrepreneur.
You literally think she's Jeff Bezos.
It's crazy.
She has nipple covers. She has a nipple cover business, which listen, respect for anything that you create. Like we have a sex toy company, you know, like it's not that, but
I'm not walking into rooms telling every person I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, like I'm the baddest bitch on the planet, nipple covers. But I started thinking this as I was on the Instagram last night. Why are we covering our nipples? Like I was like, I know these things exist, but literally why? And I like posted this on Instagram. You guys can go look at it. I posted a carousel from Dewey, and my last photo is like, my nipples are out. My nipples are out today. I'm not wearing a bra with this. Like nipples are hot. All the comments are nipples. Samantha Jones, Rachel Green, like Sparkle Eyes loves it. Like, what are we doing covering our nipples?
My only thing that I would think that they would for, and she's probably going to call into this and be like, I have 100 reasons you can put nipple covers on.
Yeah, I don't want to
throw formal wear, like really thin silk formal wear to like a professional engagement. Okay. We don't have real jobs. So like in an office, you don't want your nipples. Like if you wore that nipple shirt to a job, like at Amazon, they would send you home.
I know, but I would just wear a bra.
They're distracting other people.
And I guess her whole thing is to go braless, which I also support. Like, and this is just I'm not throwing shade. I'm talking about the industry.
Acting.
There's all these other nipple cover brands too. She's not the first. So I'm just like, you're right. I mean, and I think that like, listen, that shirt that I posted on my Instagram, it is a little light colored. You can see a little areola. I don't care. Free the nip all day. Titties out.
I was only there for the comment section.
Yeah, you're a comment. I'm just here for the nipple comments. Got all the likes. But anyway, I just got in this like, what are we doing here? And I guess you're right. There are certain occasions, but in those occasions, I would probably just wear a bra.
I'm digging deep for this girl. The one dress I'm thinking of Kate Hudson and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and she's wearing the silk sheer yellow dress to like a professional engagement. But like that is a lot of tears to cross. That you're
right.
Like,
yes, exactly. Like there's one instance where I guess.
Right.
But I'm just like, what are we doing here? And anyway, this is just my endorsement and my encouragement to nipples out.
Great, nipples out. I don't have to wear a bra anymore. I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
Just titties swinging.
Slanging. Titties slanging.
All right, so my Rex, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp documentary, I just didn't really get into the trial, so I wasn't like part of the culture. So I found it interesting, albeit very disturbing, but it's an interesting cultural moment. I am obsessed with this show. Called At Home with the Furies. It's Tyson Fury. He's like a world heavyweight champion. He's very famous. He's 6'9", bald, beard, just a Neanderthal looking man. Okay. He's so sexy. It's him and he's retired from boxing like just now. It's like, is he going to go back to boxing? It's a reality show about him and his wife and their 6 kids. Their kids have the craziest names. So his wife's name is Paris. Their daughters' names are Venezuela.
Okay.
Venezuela, Vienna, Adonis, Cash. Like the kids have crazy names.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm really liking it. They talk about some mental health stuff that I think is interesting, but I don't know. I'm enjoying it mostly just because I like looking at him. I think he's sexy.
Okay.
And I'm enjoying The Ultimatum. And I read 2 murder books
oh my gosh.
recently. I read Never Lie, which is the second book after The Housemaid, the same author. It's just like a trashy like thriller. That I really liked it. I flew right through it. And Dark Places, which is by Gillian Flynn, who wrote Sharp Objects and Gone Girl. I liked it. It's my least favorite of all of her books, but the bar is set so high because I love her books so much. I think that's it. I'm reading Woman in the Window slowly. And I'm about to read The Handmaid's Tale. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I wanted something different. I needed a break from romance and murder, so I'm doing dystopian futures.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. All right. Well, is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. So I am so excited to tell you guys about AG1. This is a great way to start your day is with AG1. It is a nutritional supplement and it is going to support your entire body, cover your nutritional basis every day. I really wanted to take it because I did want to just boost and just like feel better and have the immune system support and not have to worry about like taking a bunch of pills and vitamins and just like it all kind of comes in one. So it makes it really easy. So I take it on the road with me. The travel packs are really great too. So I really don't like want to be without it. And I have been saying for a while now that I've done some things to boost my immune system and just be healthier. And I've not been sick in so long. And I can't even believe it because I mean, we are just traveling so much. Like it's been crazy. Now I have this like long distance relationship. Like it's just going back and forth, like more than ever, long flights, like so much stuff. We're about to start touring again. We toured all the first half of the year. I didn't get sick. Like I'm just back to being that healthy ass bitch.
Well-ass bitch.
I know. So, and I really do think AG1 has been a part of that. It's a great bang for your buck. It replaces a lot of other supplements like a daily multivitamin, minerals, pre and probiotics for gut health, adaptogens, and a greens blend. So it's literally all in one scoop of powder. And this is just a way to upgrade your life. Every scoop is packed with 75 vitamins, minerals, probiotics, whole food sourced ingredients, and you're going to get that gut and mood support. Like I said, mood support, huge. It's going to make you feel good. Boosted energy. I can vouch for that. And even healthier looking skin, hair, and nails. So, I mean, what's not to like? It's delivered every month. It's been super easy to make it a daily habit. And again, those single serving AG1 travel packs. So you never have to miss a day. Just mix the powder into ice cold water and you drink it first thing in the morning. That's how I do it. Rayna does it too. And with AG1, taking good care of my body each day is really that simple. So if you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/GGE. That's drinkag1.com/GGE. Check it out.
Yes, and a dating app we have loved for many years, Hinge, the dating app designed to be deleted. Hinge allows you to find great dates through profile features that help you date more intentionally. I just love the layout of this entire app. I love everything they build into it. Download Hinge and share your dating intentions to find someone worth deleting the app for. So their whole thing is intentionality in dating, knowing who you are, what you're looking for, expressing those desires and wants to others, and they make it super easy to express those things. So with dating intentions, you can add what kind of relationship you're looking for to your profile. So if you're looking for a partner, long-term relationship, short-term relationship, and more, you can share more about your situation and your backstory. I mean, I think so many times you're on an app and you're just like, I don't know what this person's looking for. They just want to sleep with me. And
totally.
Like, what are they looking like? If somebody's just like, I just want to sleep with you. I'm like, great. I'm glad we got it out in the open. Let's get it popping.
It's like when dating apps started. I mean, so long ago. Like, how would you know? You know, how would you ever know? And it was just kind of like, this is just, these apps are just, so you can like have one night stands and all the casual sex and things like that. And so, I mean, I remember when Hinge came along and I have been on the journey for so many years, not anymore, but you guys know how we feel. We've talked about it so many years and I've been on so many different dates and it really is the elite app with really finding out who people are in their profile and now even more so with what they're looking for and what their voice sounds like.
Yes. So they help you remove... They help you remove the confusion or having to make assumptions by just making it really intentional about your intentions. Right now, you can download Hinge and share your dating intentions to find somebody worth deleting the app for.
Okay, time for Mateo.
Okay, guys, we are so excited to welcome back a guest to the show today. His first LA appearance on Girls Gotta Eat. He is an incredible worldwide comedian. His Al Dente tour is starting now with dozens of stops internationally all over the world. Please welcome back to the show, Matteo Lane.
It's me, Cher. I just want to say, oh, Sonny, you son of a bitch.
I think about our episode with you from 2018 all the time.
What impressions was I doing?
Chaos. You did Christina Aguilera.
Well, you also said Ariana Grande just sung in one note, and I've never forgotten it. And like,
you did
She has the diction of a fog machine.
You You did. What's her name from? They give you money for starting business.
Shark Tank?
Shark Tank.
So my name's Barbara Corcoran. I want to talk to you about your product. You're young, smart, and sexy, and you remind me of myself when I was younger. So for that reason, I'm out.
She also randomly was on Hannah Berner's podcast.
She was? How did Hannah get her? I gotta talk to Hannah. I gotta text Hannah.
Hannah's always doing some shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Hannah was with Hailey Bieber the other day.
Yeah.
Like Hannah is
Sure.
always just in some shit.
Cool.
But the Jonases.
But Cher's my top for you.
Oh.
Okay, sometimes I get when I'm like all done up and my hair is like rarely straight. Sometimes people tell me I'm giving young Cher.
That's hot.
Not now in bike shorts and this Skims t-shirt.
You're saying you're not in a Bob Mackie outfit right now from 1978?
When I was in 5th grade, younger, I wanted to be a fashion designer and I could not dress. I didn't know anything about clothes.
That
I
is
was like
so
wearing
funny.
clothes from Walmart and I was like, I'm gonna be a fashion designer. And the only fashion designer back then was like Bob Mackie. So that's the only name I had in my head. I mean, I don't know, Coco Chanel, but like my grandmother, I was like, what fashion designer can I like be like? And it was like Bob Mackie was like the only name that was like on the table.
She was like, why don't you learn how to dress before you try to dress other people?
You know, I went and saw the Cher musical that Bob Mackie did all the costumes for that musical, but it was a terrible musical. I mean, what they did, instead of focusing on one moment of her life, they sped, and Cher's in her 70s, they sped through every moment of her life. Like even when she got her first period. I mean, it was just like so much of her life. So we're just rushing through Cher's life. It's like a panic attack is happening. It's hosted by 3 different Chers. So young Cher, present Cher, and then old Cher.
Okay.
So it's even more confusing because it's like Christmas past and Christmas present.
Totally.
And then at one point, this is how dumb the tourists were. We're sitting there. The woman behind us clearly like has never been to a Broadway show. At one point, Sonny says to Cher, "Cher, if you leave me, America will never love you again." And the woman goes, "No." Shit, complete shit. I'll never forget that woman. I'll never forget her because I was furious the whole time sitting there like this stinks. This stinks to high heaven. And then she was like,
like she didn't know what happened.
It happened 30 years ago.
Right. I was watching, I think I was seeing Straight Outta Compton with an ex of mine. And I was like getting so upset when Eazy-E was dying. He was like, Ashley, you know he fucking died, right? And I was like, I kind of forgot. Wait, so
Have I derailed the podcast already?
No.
Ashley hates a spoiler. I am so excited for a spoiler. I love period pieces because I know what's going to happen.
oh my God. Real stories?
Yeah.
Well, wait, so
Should
did
I
you...
give away Titanic?
Documentary.
Please don't. We're still going to watch that one. We have plans this weekend. So are you a Whitney Houston person?
Do you think I turned gay yesterday?
Okay, did you watch her like the 2022 movie? I Want
Yes.
to Dance with Somebody. So I
Yes.
just watched on the plane. So I've got like Whitney on the brain and like it was just so tragic.
Well, it wasn't a good movie, I don't think.
I think it's just the story is the same. I feel like even with like Elvis, it's the same story. It's like rise to fame, like supporting your family, drugs, like and tragic death. It's just like God.
I saw it with Mia Jackson, and we were furious about the costuming. We were furious about
Oh,
the
really?
wigs. We were furious about, and we know Whitney so well that they would like show her in certain eras that wasn't the right era.
Okay,
and,
right.
Like, you know, I mean, it's not that the acting was bad. It's just that it felt like cheap. You know what I
Okay.
mean? We shouldn't do that to Whitney. I mean, she literally got home from a concert and just opened up her vanity and did crack cocaine. I was like, okay, let's slow down a
That
little
crack
bit. Like,
moment, I was like, we didn't even know she was doing crack.
no, it
Oh,
just
that's how they
jumped right
introduced
into
that
it.
she's doing crack?
Well, she gets home and like
Drawer full of
Bobby's
crack.
out and
Yeah.
Bobby Christina's sleeping. Bobby's obviously out cheating, and she just pulls out a crack pipe, and you were like, "Whoa, where did
How did we get here?
Where did we get?
It was Bobby's
Right.
crack pipe.
But it made
Seconds
me
ago, she was winning a Grammy, and now she's fully in a
Now she's on
crack. den.
crack.
okay. Thank you, because I was like, also she started with crack. Where did her drug journey
Right, what was the
begin?
gateway to crack?
But like to your point about Cher, it's like trying to cram someone's whole life into 2 hours is tough, and I didn't think it was like the worst job in the world. But yeah,
Yeah, I think that like the Judy Garland movie was really smart because they like focused on one moment of her life and can kind of bring in other parts of her
Okay,
past, which
right.
makes it more interesting because you're just staying focused on one moment. And I think with like Whitney and like the Cher musical, like yeah, like we're just speed lunking through this person's life, and now I'm
Right.
so disassociated, like I
Right.
don't even care anymore.
like Bobby, she's like, get the fuck out of my house, and she's like, then he's just there on the tour, and she's on crack. You're like, whoa.
Like, huh? What?
Right.
What?
about
And then
him.
at the end, I was like, is this when she died? And then I'm like, did she go to Clive Davis's Grammy party? Is that the night she died? I kind of forgot the details.
I think that is the night
It's
that
the night
she
she
died.
died.
Yeah.
when did she die?
She died in 2011,
Okay.
12, 11.
And then
Forgot how
I
crazy
forgot
that
Bobby
was.
Christina died in a bathtub too. It was like this tragic.
The whole story.
The whole
is tragic.
family's so
Well,
Well, here's what
tragic.
it is. It's like, and I remember talking to John early about this once, where he was saying like, there's certain singers out there who kind of like slowly rise up and up and up, like, you know, and build their fame. But like some singers, Mariah, Whitney, Judy Garland, you know, these kind of people, it's like they explode and they flare up really big, and then sometimes it doesn't go well.
Well, and if you have
Mariah's maintained it, but like Whitney, she was so big, everybody wanted a piece of her.
And
So
if you have
then-
anything less than a perfect family, if you have even the smallest bit of someone that wants to take advantage, it's over for you.
yeah,
Brittany, I mean, I don't know.
Poor Brittany. I just feel like people should leave her alone.
oh, yeah.
Well,
Have we completely derailed? I mean, we're supposed to be having fun now. We're like Whitney Houston.
I'm having fun. I'm really enjoying it.
when she sang at the Super Bowl, I was crying on a plane. I was like losing my mind.
Yeah.
Well, I always
Now I
cry
want
on
to see
planes.
this. I cried so hard on planes. Okay, I was asking
Right, like,
Ashley,
what are we
is the most-
doing?
what is the most you cried during a movie? I asked her, and I have a new answer. Benjamin Button is
Benjamin
the
Button?
hardest I have cried.
Benjamin Button.
On a
Benjamin
plane?
I was
On a plane?
in the world. It is the hardest I've cried during a movie. I was on a plane. I took like 7 cry breaks. I was not just weepy. I was gulping for air, crying, like ugly face crying, facing the window like, dear God, I hope no one sees this.
A wrinkly old baby.
Do you think you would have cried like that in your home, or it was the
I
plane?
think it was the altitude.
I hope so.
Seriously.
7 cry breaks. My God.
And not really like ugly face crying. Like I
Did
was
a flight attendant come over and ask if you were okay? You
Also
weren't in
crying
first
at the
class.
I was in
Delta
Delta 1.
announcements.
I was in Delta 1 and I was like, don't look at me.
Were you also sobbing at the Delta announcements? They were like, make sure your seatbelt. I can't handle this.
I was drinking. I mean, it just, a lot of stuff happens.
The altitude. Crying on planes it's a thing.
A lot of
as I
people die in that
yeah,
movie.
I was just going to ask you if you know this. I've never even seen it.
It's
I feel like
incredible.
this is something Rayna really wanted to talk about. Like she
wanted
needs to
to
get off
talk
her
about
chest.
it.
Wait, who plays Benjamin?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
The most famous.
Brad Pitt and Dobley or whatever his name is from Harry Potter. And I'm like, doesn't go back to Hogwarts, you know, Dobby. Yeah, those two. They play the same character. They're the Olsen twins. Like they played the same character.
Oh my God, I forgot it was Brad Pitt.
It
I
was
was
Brad
gonna say
Pitt.
Matt
That's
Damon.
embarrassing for Brad Pitt.
It's an incredible movie. It's an amazing
Is it?
movie. It's incredible.
Is it?
So much happens. It's like Forrest Gump. It is on the level of Forrest Gump. I'm saying it right now.
Forrest Gump's another one. It's like, what is this?
That was the hardest. I cried when they were like, and Jenny
you.
died on a Wednesday. I was
Yeah,
like, fuck.
we knew that was happening.
But also, I was too young, and I was like, "What?" I didn't understand that it was like AIDS. It took me-
will be burned, fly away, Jenny. That was your audition? How come he's not canceled for that? What was that?
Okay.
Sally Field is the only redeeming part of that
It has
movie.
not aged well. Yeah.
No, it hasn't aged well at all. It's like wildly offensive.
Okay,
and stupid.
I'm going to tell you something that might get me canceled that's offensive.
Say it.
You can cut this if you make me. So when you were coming on the show like 5 years ago or something, you were like a really early guest of ours. We had Emma Wellman on the show and she
Mm-hmm.
introduced us to you. And you weren't the first gay man on the show. I think you're the second gay man on the show. And I was like, Ashley, we were talking about like what to
Chris
talk to him
DiStefano
about.
was the first.
Yes. Actually, you know what it was Mayron.
Oh, Mayron. I love
Arnie.
Mayron. Oh, yeah.
He was really early on. You were the first gay man in the house studio.
Yeah.
Ashley and I were talking about like what to talk to you about. And I was like, let's talk to him about being gay. And Ashley was like, Rayna, we can talk to every gay person about being gay.
I did Bobby Lee's podcast yesterday, and I was laughing so hard because he goes, the first thing out of his mouth, he's like, okay, so I just want to ask you, how old? I said, don't you dare ask me about coming out. We've heard it. I've said it before. I've said it 1,000 times. Like, I'm gay. I worked at Michael's, you know.
Was he about to ask?
He was.
About your
They were
coming
laughing
out?
so hard,
That's so
and then
funny.
finally, and he's like, "Okay, I was gonna ask you, like, when did you know you were gay?" I was like,
Birth.
I
knew
we
that
did
I
used
was-
to ask those kind of generic questions, and now we're like, let's just chat.
Ashley was like, we can just talk to people like they're people, you know? And
I mean, I did
but
open
it was
with a Cher
early
impression,
on.
so you have every right to ask me about being gay.
Well, I think that there weren't like millions of podcasts back then. There weren't as many interviews about literally everything back then. So I was like, that's my hot take. That's my hot
Back in my day, 3 years ago.
Okay, Mateo, do you know what the hardest you've cried at a movie?
Yes, I was on my way to Scotland. I was doing some Scottish comedy festival. This is like maybe 5 years ago. And for some reason, the plane was empty. And the flight attendant was very gay and hitting on me. And I like that because I get free things. So I put on Coco. I'd never seen Coco before.
Is this a Chanel movie?
That's what I thought.
It's the Disney movie.
What? I thought it was
About
Coco
the
Chanel.
Mexican family starring Miguel, and they go into the dead world.
Okay, so
You've never
not
seen Coco?
not Coco Chanel.
Okay. Under no circumstances.
Okay, so
No, but so at the end, there's a scene where he's singing to his abuela, and he's singing "Remember Me," and when I say I was like you and Benjamin Buttons, I was losing it. I couldn't control myself, and the British flight attendant came up to me. He was like, "I've noticed you've got a bit of the sniffles. Do you want me to go to the back and get you something?" I was like, "No!" Like I was
So embarrassing. I'd be like, don't talk to me.
yes, like you guys know what's going on here. We're all watching movies and crying. Don't ask if we're okay.
That's crazy.
We'll signal you if we need help. Like I watched A Dog's Purpose on a plane, like a
No.
complete masochist.
I lost all my respect for you.
I ripped my earbuds out. But the hardest. Wait, why is this?
I get to see you like ripping your earbuds out. Like I'm not gonna do this anymore. I can't take this anymore.
Watching A Dog's Purpose.
When that police dog dies, I was like, whoa! And I like came out. It was like so bad.
What?
And then that movie Wonder about that kid that wears that helmet. I watched that.
Okay, my stomach hurts. First of all, what are we watching on planes? You're watching Benjamin Buttons. You're watching A Dog's Purpose, and I'm watching a kids movie, Coco.
I'm usually watching Crazy Rich Asians. It's my normal plane movie,
Mine's
and I
Parent
cry
Trap.
so
Parent Trap's
hard.
a good one. Crazy Rich Asians, I bet, has got to be one of the number ones.
It's my
on
number one on planes.
It's such a good
cry
movie.
so hard.
Love you, Aquafina. I was just watched The Parent Trap with Rodrigo on our way back from, I forget where we were coming back from. And that's a good plane movie. Jared Fried and I talk about that. It's a good plane movie.
Totally.
Parent Trap. It's always going to be fun. Love Meredith Blake. But every time she sees her mom, because no one gives a shit about dads, every time she meets her mom for the first time, I weep. But I have this thing, and I don't know I think I'm cursed. Anytime I'm getting to something I want, like in a conversation, the climax in a conversation or a scene in a movie, I'm wildly interrupted by a waiter or something. Like you could be at a table of 12 and everyone's going on about their life story. The second I'm at my climax, I'll be like, and then she came up the stairs. Does anyone need anything?
Oh,
Anyone
like
need more
telling a
drinks?
story?
It
Oh my
makes me
God.
feel crazy.
Kills
Can
me.
you not feel the vibe?
Okay, you know when you get a black card and you can select like don't talk to me under any circumstances? You should
Yeah. Yes.
do that in first class at expensive restaurants. There's the don't interrupt me button.
There's nothing worse when the server comes over right before the punchline and then everybody else kind of gets distracted and you're
Yes.
like, can I get back to that?
No, you've lost the moment.
You
And so
lost
that
it.
happened when I was watching The Parent Trap. She's literally the whole movie, no interruption. The one scene I want to see, she's running up the stairs to her mom.
We just want to make a quick announcement here that we are flying over the Grand Canyon.
No one
so
gives
if you
a
look
shit.
to your left,
I'm like, no one cares. She's meeting her mother, you monster.
Unless we're crashing into it, I don't care.
Unless the plane's going down. Oh my God.
I've never heard anyone say that. It's true. Unless my life is under danger, let me watch
come
Benjamin
on.
Buttons
Right.
alone.
Okay, I have to tell you, Mateo, that I watched Bros on a plane, which was
I was
so
so-
fun
so
to
glad you
watch
brought this
like
up.
gay sex on a plane.
What's bro?
Billy
Bros
Eichner?
With Billy Eichner, Ashley, they're
yes, sorry.
obsessed.
And
with
there
this
was
movie.
like a kid kind of catty corner. And when they started having this orgy, I was like, this is when he finds out he's gay. Because it's crazy to watch like mild porn on a plane.
Yeah.
Well, there was like an old man watching some like hot young 23-year-old getting fucked on a plane. I'm like, what? Like,
Trevor Wallace just shot a sketch about it.
really?
about being on planes.
About like watching like porn on a plane.
Yeah,
Essentially
that's
like
what it
porn
feels
on a
like.
plane. Yeah.
Well, is it Trevor who does the joke that like every guy on a plane is hard? That like 75% of men are just rock solid on a plane? No,
I don't think I've ever gotten hard.
Well,
on a
little
plane.
little Sasquatch
straight
does a
guys.
bit about like when you're sitting next to a person on a plane and you're like, they're in love with me. Like, you just have a feeling that you're like, this is my moment.
Here's my-
They've got to be fantasizing about me.
The energy I give off on a plane is anger. I don't want
too.
anyone to talk to me. And there's times people try and talk to me, and I'm like, I'm not.
I'll crash us into the Grand Canyon if you try to talk to me.
Have you ever, like, it's so rare, but you sit down and they introduce themselves? What?
I will get up and move into economy.
It's like,
I'll sit on the wing. I'll
sitting
risk my
coach.
life. I'll sit in
that little closet in the front where they put like
You'll be on the
people's
jump
extra
seat.
bags.
Yeah.
Yes.
They land and you just come pouring out of it.
you're like, I'm sorry. He tried to introduce himself. Everyone's like, ma'am, we get
We
it.
understand. We are so sorry. We're going to give you 20,000 free miles from Delta for that.
Well, shout out to Delta. Just came up to me. I was flying to Boston last weekend. Came over, ma'am. We'd like to give you 25,000 miles or 2,500 miles. And I was like, for what? Just for being here? I'm like,
That's
Delta
crazy.
for fucking ever. Just for being
Forever.
here.
I know. Well, Delta, I do get recognized by the flight attendants a lot.
Is that not the best feeling?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Rayna, flight attendants have recognized
Oh,
us.
I thought you meant just because you're just in the game a lot. Like you're just flying a lot.
As a frequent flyer, as Jared Freed.
I gotta tell you, the worst day of my life, truly one of the worst days of my life, was the day after Thanksgiving in 2021. And I was so hammered, like blacked out at JFK. I was having a nervous breakdown. I was having a fight with my whole family. And I had like 4 glasses of wine and then boarded the plane. And this girl comes over, she gives me another. I'm 5 glasses deep. I'm 2 feet tall. And the flight attendant comes over and she goes, I just have to tell you. And I'm like, no. And she's like, me and all the other girls are such a fan of Girls Gotta Eat. And I was like, no one can see me like this.
Oh my God.
And I probably was like,
You better hurt.
work.
Well, I had a flight attendant approach me 2 weeks ago and she comes up, she goes, and I was like, it's happening. She goes, I'm reading that same book. And I was like, oh, no, totally. It's super good.
Well, one time, so I was on
tell you a story like
the
that.
old Delta ones. Like you sit in the plane, like normally Delta One, like when you're flying, you press down and it's like a nice, like, oh, this is no, that's a good position. That's good. Yeah. This one was like. That was the plane. And then the TV. The TV is so blurry. I'm like, do I have cataracts? Like, and then you're hitting it, nothing works. You can't scroll to the next one.
Forget it.
And then I'm just, and I was so mad. So then the flight attendant came over, and I was I'm always so nice, and I was like, the Wi-Fi wasn't working. I go, hi, I'm like, I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi is not working. He's like, oh my God, girl, I am so sorry. And I'm like, that's okay. He's like, here, take this Wi-Fi. It's a Wi-Fi for us. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I was like, and my chair's not working and my TV doesn't work. He goes, we fucking hate these old planes. We hate them so much. And I was like, oh, she's like, and then afterwards, like, Mateo, can I get a photo with you?
Really?
I was like,
oh
of
my
course.
God.
He kept giving me free food and stuff.
Yeah, like, can I get some miles?
Just acknowledge that your plane's shitting. We can move on. Because the flight crews
Yes.
are always nice.
Well, when I've been on one of those old ones, yes, you can barely touch the screen. And the flight attendants, I feel for them.
Yeah.
Because all they're doing is customer service the whole flight. Like, nothing's working.
I know.
They're having to go around. They have their miles thing. And they're just like,
They're already waitresses.
I feel bad
Now
for
they-
them.
I
Everybody's
do too.
complaining. I'm like,
I know.
retire
Like
this
they
plane.
built it. Like they built the plane.
Okay, well, we are just going to take a really quick break and then we'll get right back into it with Mateo. HelloFresh. So I'm just going to go through what I'm doing this week. Last night, I made the 1-pan spiced turkey lettuce wraps, which sometimes lettuce wraps are not enough for me filling wise. And then, 9-10 p.m. rolls around and I'm like, I'm hungry again. But I knew that I wanted a lighter meal on the docket this week. I had a really big lunch meeting one day and I was like, I'm going to want like a lighter dinner. So I got the 1-pan spiced turkey wraps. That's a Hall of Fame recipe. Those were super easy to make. Tomorrow night, I'm going to do this apricot, almond, and chickpea tagine, which has been something I've been eating, I think, since 2020. I always get it. It's one of my absolute favorites.
That's why she can say the word now, tagine.
Tagine. Rhymes with vagine. And then the super speedy beef lo mein with garlic, chili oil, and sesame seeds.
I love beef lo mein.
15 minutes.
That's crazy.
And we love HelloFresh beef.
crazy.
15 minutes.
Love it.
I'll time it.
Everything that we talk about all the time, everything you get on HelloFresh, you make at home is going to be better for you than what you get from a restaurant.
100%. And I have to tell you,
Do
some
it.
of these meal kits, they are lying about that time. If anything, I beat the timer.
Oh, HelloFresh.
Like some of their meal kits will be like 30 minutes. And you'll be like, that was 45. That risotto has ruined my life. And I just really, it's
HelloFresh,
never
you beat the
wrong.
clock.
If anything, I beat the clock. Last night I was like, 1 pan spiced turkey lettuce wraps, 30 minutes, doing it in 25. And sure enough, I did. I like to time myself.
Time
It's like
yourself?
when you have the GPS and you're like, I'll get there at 11:03.
When I shave off 3 minutes,
I
I'm like, I
know.
am murdering it in life. Am I the best person alive?
So we all have so much to do. Let HelloFresh get the groceries and save you some cash with pre-portioned meals delivered right to your door. Go to HelloFresh.com/50GGE and use code 50GGE for 50% off plus 15 off the next 2 months. And again, I mean, you guys know what HelloFresh is at this point, but it is a meal kit. You get everything you need to make delicious, wholesome meals at home. There's quick and easy meals, 15-minute meals. Like I just said, there's great stuff for kids. There's lunches, there's breakfasts, there's their marketplace. And this is just going to be easy time saving. Skip the trip to the grocery store. It is America's #1 meal kit. A new season calls for new meals, and HelloFresh has a fresh fall lineup of delicious dinners and more to choose from. So I usually do a lunch every week. I love this falafel lunch. I'd have these chicken bruschetta things I make sometimes. The lunches are really simple and, delivered right to your door. I get every Monday morning. Sometimes I wake up, it's there. I'm like, what is the delivery people doing? Just starting my day. It's on the doorstep. The app is easy to use. You can skip days if you're traveling or whatever. Just get in there. I always select my meals in there. I really like to use the app. It's really fun. So you can go to HelloFresh.com/50GGE and use code 50GGE for 50% off plus 15% off the next 2 months.
You know what you said? You said lunches and breakfasts.
Breakfasts?
And I've been
The way I
sitting
said
here
breakfasts?
for 3 minutes going, is breakfast a word?
Okay.
Breakfast.
Breakfasts is tough.
Breakfasts. You can watch the camera. I'm literally just sitting here.
I
going,
stand by it. I stand by
Is
it.
breakfast a word?
Plural breakfasts is so tough.
Maybe it's just plural in itself. Lunches and breakfasts. Sorry. I want to look at the camera when you said breakfast is what I said.
Okay.
And last but not least, the thing that has been in my bed longer than anyone else ever has been, Buffy.
Until October.
Ashley and I are obsessed with Buffy, award-winning bedding that is soft on you and soft on the earth. Use innovative design and earth-friendly materials to make bedding that is softer, safer, and also better for our planet. So what I have I sleep pretty hot because my house is hot. I have the Buffy Breeze sheet set and the Breeze comforter. I have the duvet cover on top of that. I sleep naked. It's so soft on my skin. It just feels really nice. The comforter is filled with eucalyptus fibers. I just love it. It doesn't retain heat. It's comfortable. It feels like silky soft. All of my friends, when we were in Dewey, our friends were complaining to me. Our 2 girlfriends were with us about their bedding. And I was like, you got to get on Buffy. I can't help you. I don't know those other brands.
Don't talk to me.
Don't even talk to
What do you do?
One of our
It
friends
is so aligned with our brand. Don't you ever complain to me about your bedding. I don't want to hear it.
Don't ever bring it. She was like, I'm just having trouble, but just buy Buffy.
Yeah, don't complain to me about your meal kit, about your bedding, if your hair growth
given you the
supplements aren't
tools.
working. Yeah, we've given you the tools.
Just have a better life, okay? And Buffy's soft eucalyptus sheets, if you are not interested in the Breeze sheets, are also fantastic. They're dyed using natural skin-safe botanicals, unlike synthetic chemical dyes that are found in apparel and bedding. It's unparalleled cool softness as well. We just both really love it. It's my whole bedroom personality. Buffy offers a free 7-night at-home trial so you can experience Buffy before committing to buy it. Shipping is free. Customers also enjoy a 100-night free returns policy. For $20 off your Buffy order, visit buffy.co and enter GGE. That's buffy.co, promo code GGE for $20 off.
Okay, Mateo, let's get into your life.
Okay, hey.
Well, now you've committed to being gay. You're married to a man.
There's nothing gayer than marriage.
So we saw you like a few months ago and you were like, I met this guy and you seemed so excited. And Ashley was like, I really hope it worked out for them. I was like, I know me too. You just seemed so over the moon and
I know.
excited.
I know, and it's, yeah.
So talk about
I'm
it.
getting shy.
Oh, no.
How did you guys meet?
We met on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm so desperate. I DM'd him first. And
Out of nowhere? Like how
I was boarded on a plane going through the Explore page. And I saw this. Most of my Explore page is Mariah Carey clips or Hot Mem.
Okay.
Nothing in between.
Yeah.
So it's like, Mariah high note compilation, blah, 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 hot guy on a beach. And I saw this, like, those getting ready videos that guys do or girls
Get
do?
ready with
It's
me.
like, it's like the softest of core porn where they're like, here's me in my underwear and they're like dangling their shirt and they
Yes.
put it on. Like, we've never seen someone dress themselves. I mean, it's humiliating. So I was watching this and he was doing a getting ready video, but he's a dancer. So his was actually, I was like, oh, this is like different. He was like pulling up his pants to get them up and I screenshot it. I was like, he's hot. And then I followed him, and he immediately followed me back.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And then we're flirting, like usual Instagram flirting, like, how are you, da-da-da, this and that, da-da. And then it turned from that to, like, talking all day. Then it was, like, saying good morning, saying good night, saying check in with me. Then it was FaceTiming. Then it was like, okay, what? Are we like dating? And then I was like, we should meet. He's like, I need to meet you. He's like, I'm going to come to New York. So he flew out to New York. And the second I went to pick him up at JFK, which is so gross.
Whoa.
The second I met him, it was almost like a premonition. The second I physically touched him, the first thought that came into my mind was, this man's going to be in my life a very long time.
I have chills everywhere.
When you know
we were just in love. The touch of him felt right. Like everything about him felt right. I just was like, this is crazy.
Did you kiss immediately at the airport?
Yes.
Okay. Were you like making out at the airport?
Yes.
Were you so nervous?
No.
You've known each other.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking every day.
But I was so nervous, like when I met my ex, and we've been talking every day for months.
Right.
And I
totally
and I was
right.
like,
You had a similar experience.
I was like, do we get naked immediately? Do we like joke like we're not gonna get immediately naked? Like, where do I go from here?
He was like, your butt is really big. And you're whiter than I thought. And I go, what? He was like, I thought you'd be more tan. And I was like, no, I'm pretty white. He's like, okay. I like it.
Million videos of you.
Okay, what a flex that he was just on your explore page.
Incredible.
Like, I did not realize that.
I hope
He's got a
I
ton
love
of
that way.
followers, so it
Yeah.
makes sense that like he was sort of led to me. But good, he didn't know who I was. All of his friends knew who I am.
That's good.
But he was
right?
he's like, oh, I didn't know you were like a comedian. I just thought you were like, I don't know. So now I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
Okay, and so you guys spend the time in New York together, and then when we saw you on Memorial Day, we were gonna go to Europe with him,
Gonna go to
right?
Rome,
Go
right?
We went to
Italy?
Rome together.
And I think at that point you hadn't said I love you, and you were like, I think it's happening.
Well, so I said I love you because I just couldn't get it. I was just
I know, it's
feeling
like-
it so
yeah.
hard. And then I sent him a meme that was like, I'm like 100. I sent him a meme that was like, when you sleep next to people that you love, like you sleep better, like some sort of scientific study.
Oh.
So he writes back, he goes, oh, so you're admitting you love me. And then I was like, fuck! And then I was like, so I called him, I was like, I didn't want to say it that way. I wanted to wait till I was in Rome. He's like, why you have to be like that? When you just say it, you feel it, you say it. Why be honest with me? Why you have to pretend? And I'm like,
I like that he negs you so
oh,
hard.
he doesn't let me get away with shit.
That's how it should be.
So all my friendships are too.
We argue like a sensitive lesbian couple. Like, instead of being like, fuck you or this, and he'll be like, I noticed your energy shift. And, like, we're like, I noticed.
You sure you guys don't live in LA?
We were watching this TV show, and I noticed your energy slipped. And so I want to talk about that for
everybody
6
in
hours.
LA.
Yeah.
The I love you thing is so funny when you like both know it and you're kind of teasing each other about it. I don't know. Like the weekend that I said it with Sparkle Eyes, that's his name. We were driving to the beach and he said something like, we both knew it. We should have said it in Cabo.
You start saying like, I love the way you do whatever. I love your humor. And you're like, you're dropping a lot of loves.
Right. You do start like breadcrumbing the word.
I love the way you cook.
But he said something like, how do you know when you're in love with somebody or something like that? And I was like, is he baiting me? And I got so weird about it because I was like, are we saying this or not? And it happened later that night. But it was just like in the car. I was very like, how did you answer it? I don't know how to answer this. I think I was just like, you just know when you know.
And did
like,
you say to him, like, how do you know? And what did he say? I wish you had tape recorded this.
I know. I just got kind of
And for me.
I got kind of awkward because I was like, I know that we love each other, but I have to say this. I feel it so deeply. I would love for him to say it first. It's whatever. And it just worked out. But I literally was like, is he baiting me? I think he was feeling me out to make sure. And he was. And we talked about it later.
There's a fear of rejection. I mean, when we said we loved each other, I thought it was going to be cute and say it in Spanish because we speak Spanish with each other.
Yeah.
And so I said, te amo. And he goes, no, amore. As he's calling me love. He's like, amore. He's like, we say te amo, but te amo is like there's many stages to say I love you in Spanish. So the first is you say te quiero, and then te quiero mucho, and then before you get married is te amo.
What's
and
amor?
I was like, okay, te quiero mucho is like I want. The literal translation is I want you.
But what's like amor?
Amor is love.
Okay, well I call our video guy that. I just call him amor.
We call each other amore,
What?
but now we say te amo. Like it immediately went
Hold
from
on.
like.
I gotta get back to this.
Wait, who do you call amor?
Our video guy.
Just like as a pet
We're
name.
really toxic with each other. Yeah.
He's not even Italian. What are you doing?
You're not even Italian.
But no one's Italian.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
said
this is like her and the video guy. It's been years.
Let's hear it, Rayna.
Yesterday he said baby. I said amor.
Oh,
And he said I feel neglected by you.
And I cut this.
We can do it. I said, Amora, talking, you're on my mind.
Mateo, this has been a journey, her and this guy.
And he
Amor.
says, I feel like you're over me. And then later I said, if anybody saw this, they would think we were mentally ill. And he said, it's so toxic. I
You're
love it.
scrolling so hard. There's been so much. It's just
You're
been
fully
such.
crying.
I've been crying this whole episode. You were so funny.
It's just been a very funny journey with this guy,
Yeah.
and like
we don't mean it. Like, we're just fucking around.
totally, no feelings involved.
Should I call Rodrigo so you can hear his voice?
Yes.
I feel everybody
Oh my God.
Mateo's being so.
Wait, I kind of like that he like corrected the language. He was like, no, this is the progression of I love you.
He gathered me quick. Well, he might be in a dance class right now, so let's see if he picks up.
Don't tell him what you're doing.
Pick up heavy breathing.
Rodrigo Aburto. And then, like, we got married, and I posted one picture, and the next day, a million articles were out about us. Advocate out, this and that, Pride. And I was like, what? Because
People are invested.
His friend told him, and then we Googled our names, and it showed up. I was like, how slow the news day was it for gay people that were the news? Like, grow up. All right, he'll call me back. He's in a dance class right now.
Okay, so he's in New York
Yeah.
now with you.
Yes.
Okay. We were at May, we were at I Love You, and then this will come out in September. Yeah. So you just decided to do it. And
Yeah.
where were you? In Italy? No.
No, we were in America.
Oh, where you got married?
When it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And you had a wedding. You had a reception at the Comedy Cellar?
We had the reception at the Comedy Cellar. We had marriage at jail. Oh, I'm sorry, City Hall. And it
It's
just felt
funny
like
you
jail.
get married at the place people come to get divorced.
Well, nothing screams romance like walking through a metal detector with your
That's
husband.
so
I mean,
funny. I did not think about that.
Have
Yeah.
you been there before? Have you been to City Hall in New York City? Have you served like jury duty?
No.
It is like a huge ass line of people, metal
Right,
detectors
yes,
everywhere.
okay,
it
got
looks
it.
like a weird like cosplay convention
Yeah.
of like brides and grooms and
Yeah.
stuff.
I've been
But-
to city halls, but not.
Oh,
New
our
York.
Not New
ticket
York,
number,
yeah.
because they give you a ticket because it's also like a deli. Our ticket number was literally 69.
No, I felt that you were going to say that.
Dead
That's
serious.
you guys are going to be together
we,
forever.
we have a photo.
Did you
It's
frame it?
69. Yeah, we have it. My assistant has it.
You gotta
We're gonna
frame
get
it.
it framed. Yeah.
That
You're
is insane.
blessed. How meant to be is that? Oh my gosh. It's so big. Do you guys 69?
At me? Yeah, but 69, that's a lot of. Sometimes it's like the positioning is a little awkward. Here he is, you guys.
Are you going to tell him what you're doing?
Maybe, yeah. Amore.
Sí.
Hola.
Hola.
Ahora que estoy haciendo un podcast ahora y estamos hablando de
my.
nuestro matrimonio.
Okay, what are you saying?
I'm
how
just-
sad I am and how depressive is to be married.
Yeah, how would you say, what's it like being married to me?
To you, okay, so you have to guess, or you have to try to guess the mood in the morning. That's the first thing. If he's grumpy, he needs a coffee. If he's not grumpy, we'll probably play video games, like right after waking up. And I guess that's it.
Okay. You guys
Playing
69.
video games and making jokes.
And I make you, I cook for you.
Yeah, what are the good things?
Oh yeah. But I cook too, so that's not.
You absolutely do not. He made one quesadilla, he microwaved it, and I was like, well, never again. Not in this kitchen, under no circumstances.
You cannot judge the way I cook.
I'm judging out loud on a podcast that has millions of listeners.
Oh fuck.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Okay, babe. I love you.
I love you
Bye.
too.
We love you.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. Amore.
See, he thinks he's funny.
He
He's
does
funny.
think he's funny.
That son of a bitch.
I can tell he doesn't let you get away with anything.
Not a thing.
He said I cook too. You were like,
He does not cook. Let me just make this very clear.
yeah.
That he does not cook. He got flour tortillas from Morton Williams and then Kraft cheddar cheese, put it in a microwave, and is like, amore, I make you quesadilla. I'm like, get the fuck out of my kitchen.
Yeah, like that's late night.
So now I'm the abuela. I've turned into making the quesadilla maker. I'm frying the pan. I'm doing the whole thing. You know, well, I'm Mexican. I'm stepping into my roots.
Yeah. Well, we're so happy.
We are so happy.
Gracias.
Yeah.
Amigas.
I like that you skipped the whole 1 year planning the wedding thing.
Even a city hall wedding is fucking stressful. Weddings are fucking stressful.
Yeah,
and we were
say
both
less.
having a fucking panic attack the day before. And I'm just like, this is off. Who the fuck wants? I don't understand how, I went to my friend's wedding last year in Italy with 200 people. And it was on this gorgeous location. I'm like, the amount of stress they must have been under.
It takes over people's lives.
Literally.
I truly lost a girlfriend for a year to wedding planning. And I feel like she would look back on it and be like, that was not worth that year.
Totally.
But I think a lot of people wouldn't say that. They'd be like, yeah, this is the best day of my life, whatever, But
Well, I think that you bake all these expectations in because it's not just your wedding, it's your parents' wedding and your romantic partner's parents' wedding. Also, everybody's these expectations.
Well,
of
that's why
you.
City Hall takes it back because
Right.
we're saying, here's what we're doing. You either come with or you don't. But bye.
Totally.
We're going through the metal detector. There's no one's going to give you a suggestion. We also dressed my friend Taylor O'Rear, who's a really great, he dresses for everyone at NBC Universal and red carpet and stuff. I just said, dress me whatever you want. We want to look cute. And so he dressed us like we were a gay landlord in 1978.
I love the photos.
Yeah.
They were really cute. He's in red because he's spicy.
Yeah.
They were
He's
great
giving
photos.
red aura.
It was either that or we're going to dress like Christine's wedding in Selling Sunset. I wanted a black dress with white snow.
So is Selling Sunset new to you?
I've watched the first season and then I was like, okay, whatever. And then Rodrigo loves it. So he's like, no, you have to watch Selling Sunset. Please watch it. I
love
that
him.
show. And now I'm so into it. And
Yeah.
here's where they made a mistake. They should have never gotten rid of Davina. Because Davina, hear me
Also,
out.
they didn't get rid of her. She's on the show.
She's like
Sort
a plant
of.
in the background at this
Yeah.
point. I mean,
They definitely, every season, a little less Davina.
Yeah.
at this season, she was literally through a bush, peeking through.
Kim in the
More-
bush. Yeah.
I want
she-
more Davina outfits because they're so bad.
Oh my God.
well, her Instagram is
It's
wild.
It's
but
a wealth. It's so
she's
good.
a perfect character for the show because she's a really pretty woman who's a grenade. I mean, she comes in and just absolutely will say the wrong thing at the wrong time and then be baffled that anyone is even slightly offended. Her apology to Romaine was reiterating the fact that he didn't get her a nice ring. And then on the wedding with Chrishell, they're like, Chrishell, we're so sorry about the paparazzi and this and that. And she's like, well, there are two sides to every story. That's all I'm saying.
Crazy.
Yes, that season, you're right. It's you don't get so many surprises like that anymore in reality TV where
Totally.
it was jaw-dropping.
Jaw-dropping.
Yes, we need more.
Bring Davina back.
You're right. We were done with the Christine Quinn just drama of it all. I miss it now because it's so boring.
I liked the last season.
Sometimes
I did
these
not.
train wrecks, in the moment, you're like, they need to be off this show, and then you miss them. So we're watching The Ultimatum, and we all were roasting Vanessa Lachey on how bad she was as a host, and now I'm like, more Vanessa. You miss the train wreck.
Vanderpump Rules, they had to create Scandival just because they got rid of Stassi and Christian and Jax. The whole show was just different. And
well, this last season,
Yeah.
they're really trying to replace because Christine's gone.
Right.
So we gotta do something. So they have just sent in the craziest people. I like what's her name, Bethany, the British girl.
Chelsea.
Chelsea, that's
Chelsea,
it.
yeah.
I like Chelsea.
Her outfits are the craziest I've ever seen.
No, Amanda's outfits are the craziest.
Yes. The
Amanda
gloves.
walked in like a putty from fucking Power Rangers at 9 a.m. to
Chelsea
sell a
does that
house.
too. Chelsea is wearing gloves up to her elbows for just a coffee date in the morning. Her and Amanda go toe to toe for the
For
wildest
the
costumes.
wildest,
At the,
they're dressed like they're coming out of a Dubai nightclub
And
in
it's a broker's
2058.
open at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, they walked down the boardwalk to get there. When they were walking down the boardwalk in those outfits,
Yes.
I was like, where'd they park? They don't have a driver. This is insane.
I would think they were aliens.
Yeah.
I was like, well, these are aliens coming
Yes.
to us. But she's funny because she just says people to their face. She's
Yes.
like, no, actually, look, because Mary, as my friend Nick said, actually, I'm going to call Nick. You guys need to hear this. Nick, do you guys know Nick? He's 6'4" and he's
You've
evil.
told us about Nick.
Okay, he's going to give you a minute review of Selling Sunset, and you're never going to laugh harder in your
I'm
entire
so
life.
excited. Selling Sunset's half of our personality.
Yeah. Is he going to talk about Mary? I can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
She will be the main focus of this conversation.
She's like,
because
when she short circuited during that dinner, she just couldn't.
Don't bring up that we all did coke on my bachelorette.
We've also had Mary on the show.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm texting Nick to say you need to call me back.
Yeah, we got to get him in
Okay,
here.
well, now that we're here, what do you think about Romaine? Because I think I want more Romaine, always.
I can't because Nick has the answer.
Okay.
It's going to be reserved. I will
Okay.
say he's gorgeous, and I do believe him and Mary are in love. And I
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
do think, to defend Mary, I think Mary is very good at her job. I just think that Mary is really, really bad at being a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she didn't sign up for that. Like, I think
it was like thrusted.
Mary
upon
has
her.
never been like, I would love to be a leader.
Right.
Like,
Not at all.
All of a sudden, Jason was just like, you're in charge now. And she was like,
I'm gonna go fuck this
like,
Instagram thought. You're in charge now. But people say about her that she is one of the only people that that you can look up like what is it, the
I don't even
MLM.
think has her license.
So like most of them aren't really selling real estate, but Mary actually is a real estate agent.
Mary gives real estate agent.
Yeah, Mary. To defend Mary, she's good at her job, but she's just like
I just love Romaine. Like, I think.
bit, I can't. You go, I can't because the time we do wait the floor. There's not time. I can't be. I just what you going to do? I don't know. You would tell to Jason that it will not be finished, but it was my fault. No, because I had to repaint the floor. So I don't know. I cannot tell you. So I don't know.
No.
Oh, here we go. Here's Nick.
Yay!
Nick, you are on the Girls Gotta Eat podcast. They have millions of followers and listeners. I need you to
scare
give us a
him.
minute review of season 6, Selling Sunset.
Which season is that? 'Cause they all blend together.
The last one.
Oh, well, I mean, let's be real. Mary's a potato. She's not a born leader. And they keep setting her up for failure. And she keeps failing. The new tattoo girl that's on drugs, who's very clearly on drugs, allegedly, because I don't want to be sued. It's also very clear, and the producers set her up because they did that flashback where she was like healthy looking, and then cut to she's living in like her own construction of 5 years of her house and melting away. Bree, I like because she brings drama.
Romaine.
Romaine, useless. He's had 72 jobs, and we've never seen him do any of them. And I don't understand why they kept talking about how the twins, it's their largest investment and their most important property. So sure, let's hire this 24-year-old French-speaking pastry chef, if anyone remembers that, to manage this property. Lord knows, let's be real, look at him. He's never held a hammer and nail in his life, but sure, let's let him manage this multi-million-dollar property being renovated. Yeah, that sounds good. And I looked it up. Neither have sold yet. Surprise, surprise.
It's on like Hollywood Boulevard. It was like $15 million.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, goodbye.
Nick, you're an icon. Thank you.
Oh, wait, is he a comedian or do we know him? Is he just a friend?
He does all the videos with me, the tall, skinny guy who's evil. We went to the Olive Garden together.
Yeah, yeah. Got
Now
it.
he has like all these followers because we do these videos together, and people knock like Nick on the street to get photos of them. So I'm having him open for me at like a couple of theater shows because
Okay.
the audience loses their fucking
Listen,
mind.
I understand the Romaine thing. Mary was like, I found this guy who is the hottest thing that has ever lived, and he doesn't really have a job. So I'm going to give him a job. I'm going to make him good enough for me. And I will get him on this show, and I will force Jason to make him a construction worker or a project manager or whatever. I'm going to force him to be good enough for me. And she
Yeah.
did just that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was her plan, but in reality, she gave a job to her husband, and he's just like, I don't know the floor, they can't because they can't do the floor, and I make it again, and you can't because you guys do this, Jason.
It's pretty crazy. He was-
Mateo doing Romaine was not on my bingo card for today's episode.
Like
but,
purse lips, like non, Marie, à canon, it's not because je sais pas parce que aujourd'hui j'ai parlé avec mon ami.
Yeah.
okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay, Rodrigo, did you feel like you had an idea of like what you were looking for in a person, and then do you feel like he matched that, or are there things about him that you were like, this is something I like didn't even know I wanted?
Yeah, my usual type is a hot man that hates me, so this was a nice refreshment. He's definitely someone I met my match. He's very motivated. I mean, he's not like a boob. Like in Mexico, he's modeling, he's doing TV, he's dancing, he's fitness coaching. Like he's constantly working, and he's very motivated. And he's very into mental health and talking things through, and challenges me. And like if I'm upset or he's upset, like we talk about it. And so I was really taken aback and surprised about accepting the fact that someone can love me, because that's something very difficult for me to accept. So it is a bit of a journey for me, because I'm like, wow, this is someone who's very good for me and loves me, and I'm not going to fuck this up. So we're both not used to that. We're both used to sort of toxic relationships. So that would be the most unexpected thing.
Oh, that's really deep. And
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
great.
I was listening to Esther Perel's podcast, and this point is probably 4 weeks ago, and she's talking to a woman who had this really toxic back and forth breakup all the time relationship for like 7 years, and how she found somebody now is really intentional, wants to be with her, and she's like, I can't accept the love. I don't know how to do it. I've been in this relationship where I've like like been begging for crumbs my whole life.
Yes.
And when somebody actually gives this to me willingly, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So how did you learn how to accept love?
Well, I mean, we say to each other, we tell each other everything. Any message that one of us gets, or someone's flirting with us, or if our ex reaches out to us, we just tell each other. We keep everything on the table. And, I even say, like, I'm not, like, if I ask for something and he reciprocates, like, yes, like, we're on a team, I tell him, like, this is something I'm not used to. I'm used to fighting for what I feel I deserve. And so I was sort of at the moment, I was going to be a little bit of a Whoopi Goldberg. Like, I'll just be single for the rest of my life. I have a great career. I love Fortnite, like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about anything. And then we just started talking, and it was, like, evident. I was like, oh, okay. This is someone who's just, they're in my life now.
I find it so interesting, and you can talk about this as much or as little as you want. We were like talking earlier just about like insecurities, even like physical insecurities, or you feeling like not worthy of love or whatever it is. Like, it's funny because Rayna and I, we don't think there's anyone better than you in terms of like your looks, your talents. Like, and we were always like, who could even date Mateo? Like, who could ever be on who could be on his level of
Intelligence,
face, body?
humor.
You're kind. You're so funny. You speak all these languages. You cook. We just think you're like the perfect person. Nobody's perfect, but it's interesting because I think people hearing this are like, everyone literally has these types of insecurities.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that about yourself?
Well,
You don't have to, I guess that's a little cocky to say, but I'm curious.
No, because I mean, there's parts of me, I'm two different mindsets.
Yeah.
Part of me is I think I'm talented and I'll fight my fucking ass off and I have to grind, like that sort of warrior in me. And the other part of me is still the 13-year-old getting called faggot every single day and is a stick with one eyebrow and braces and just relentlessly made fun of. So it's like that hasn't quite escaped me yet. And I'm going to the gym, I hire a trainer, I got hair transplants, like I'm doing all these things to like make myself feel better. And really it does come down to just accepting the fact to like accept yourself for who you are. It's fine, But yeah, I'm still haunted by those days. I don't think they ever quite leave you. Even though I talk about it on stage now, and that's been a really healing process, is the catharsis of getting out all of your demons on stage. But it doesn't ever quite leave you.
I really relate to that. Thank you for sharing that because and
welcome.
it's different, obviously, to grow up feeling like you are different sexually and knowing you are different. But like, I grew up feeling like people didn't really like me. I was like the least cool of the cool group. I was the least pretty of all my friends. The guys I liked my friends. They didn't like me, and I just had these like huge boobs, and that was the only value I had to people was that I just like looked like a slut. And then I was just like, I don't really know if people like me or if they just want to fuck me because I have these big boobs. Like that never really completely leaves you, even though there's evidence to the fact that people are obsessed with you. You can look at your tour schedule. You have 40 dates that are all sold out, and people are still trying to like buy more tickets to see you. Like you have evidence that it's not true, but it doesn't fully leave
sunk
you.
in either because my career, I've been doing stand-up for 13 years. So this only happened like a year ago. So that also hasn't caught. Like I walk out on a stage, there's 3,000 people, and I'm like, whoa. I remember when I did the Beacon, and I walked out, and I literally thought, how did this happen? Like literally, it was like 2 years ago. I was struggling to sell a single ticket and getting canceled at clubs because they were like, he didn't sell tickets, tell him not to come. We'll give his travel buyout back and stuff.
Oh my God. Well, we were talking about this about you too, is like, we've just always thought so highly of you. We would see it with the Cellar or whatever it was. We had you on in 2018 and we were just like, yeah, he's this like super successful comedian. And so to hear you kind of talk about struggling during COVID and all these times, like it was hard for us to comprehend. And then now you're fully like blown up, huge theaters. And I mean, it's the appropriate amount of time. You've been doing stand-up for over a decade. Like this is how it should be. You're talented. That's not like an overnight success. You've been working your ass off, but like, was there any like tipping
Andrew
points?
Schultz.
Was it Andrew Schultz? I was wondering if that's what you would say.
It was. I was doing the Miami Improv, which is a great club and great staff.
We
by
love
the way.
it, yeah.
And
we really do.
This is 2021, I think, and they called and said, "Well, Mateo only sold 21 tickets, so we're gonna move both of his like the Friday and Saturday. We're just gonna move it to like a Thursday night, or we can just cancel." And I remember feeling so humiliated because I really was struggling to get acceptance of the industry, but I never got cast and everything. I never was able to sell anything. Just not a lot of love from the industry, and so I was like, it's enough playing that game. And I called Schultz, and he talked to me for 3 hours and told me everything to do, and I just followed everything he told me to do. And as a result, it just skyrocketed, and it was so cool. I check in with him all the time. I go to him for advice all the time. He's like the greatest mentor I've ever had, and he's so nice, and he goes out of his way to be nice. He's not like scared of anyone else trying to outshine him. He loves giving. Now I give back. Any friend that I can possibly help, I give back. But it's nice that you guys say that, but it's also like the only people that like respected me were people that were working. Comics who are working, touring, all that stuff, because it's like we understand like, oh, okay, like that person's working really hard, they're doing really well. It's just the people, the bookers, the Netflix, the HBOs, and all that.
Yeah.
They're the ones who were like, no, not the right kind of gay. No.
It's interesting because like nothing changed. You didn't change your comedy or your act. People just found out about you. Like whatever he told you to do, the right people saw you and it all worked out. We always say that sometimes.
Ashley says if they were a thing, it would be a thing.
Yeah, it was like if he was famous, he'd be famous. Or like something like this person should be more famous. I think that about like Marie Faustin. I'm like, if just
she's just
if
the most-
one thing could put her over the edge,
Yeah.
she's so unique. Same with you.
Fucking gorgeous.
Incredible.
She's
We
the
love
funniest
her.
person off the
I
top of her
agree.
head.
Yeah.
Rodrigo put it best. We went and saw her show, and I was in one of her shows in Brooklyn, and she's basically just doing crowd work for 2 hours.
Oh, her new show,
And,
yeah.
Rodrigo says, I'm fascinated by how her brain works.
Yes.
Because it's literally the most talented, on the spot person I've ever met. Maria's like top.
I
Every
could listen
video
and
is
talk about
funny,
anything.
every
Yes.
reel, every TikTok, like, but it's like, why isn't she? And it's like,
Well, she's become, it's
Yeah.
crazy over the past year.
right.
Like,
I don't want to take anything away
No,
from her.
no.
But it was
I know what you mean. Like she should be like
at the
walking
theater
red
level doing all
carpets.
these
Yeah.
more than some people that already are.
But
you know,
she's been really working hard and putting like a lot of like videos on Instagram and TikTok, and now she's recognized everywhere she goes.
okay, good.
Her videos are second to none. If you
she's
guys really,
amazing.
Marie Faustin, look her up. She's been on the show. She's incredible.
I mean, I love what you said about Schultz, and you know, people have mixed opinions. He's been on the show. I recently have a beef with him because of the Taylor Swift Beyonce thing, but I'm not going to get into it. But
It was weird. It was weird. He said some weird stuff. I mean, I have a beef about
I have my
it
own
too.
thoughts on
Yeah.
why he feels that way. It's whatever. But I mean, we had one conversation with him when we fired our manager. Like he thinks about things in a different way. And like now we're kind of getting into like a comedian talk, but like he's just proof that like you don't have to do it the way it's always been done. We were talking about a comedian, I'm not going to name any names, that you're really outselling, and he's just done the same path that was like the path you followed 10, 20 years ago. It's different now. Everybody's putting their specials out on YouTube or what he did behind the paywall. And it's like people need to, whatever industry they're in, realize that like times have changed. Like you don't have to follow the same path.
I mean, I wanted to call my special. Netflix said no, which I still think is very funny, but my manager was like, no. But I always say Schultz did this. If you can imagine a bunch of comedians in like an old Western saloon, right? And then Schultz just standing at that like flappy door and he goes, I'll be back. And he leaves for a year and he comes back with gold. And everyone's like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how'd you do it? And he doesn't hoard any of that. If you ask him
I
questions,
know.
he tells you what he did.
He really does, and I love that about him. And
But
he,
some people I have given advice to, not that you need to take advice, but I have sat and like talked for 3 hours and done the same thing and tried to get, and then they just don't apply it.
Right. And you're like, that was gold.
so much energy on my part. Absolutely.
But we talk about that with relationships. We're like, listen to us. We do this for a living. We have the knowledge.
I said that to Ashley about this girl the other day. I was like, you are spinning your wheels giving
She
this girl
did.
advice.
I was
Hours
like,
of
I
advice.
just crushed it. I changed her life. And it was like, no, you didn't. She's going to go do her.
literally do the exact same thing. Andrew Schultz, not to keep like beating this horse, but he was also the first person that was like, I'm going to build my own studio. I'm betting on me. And when we decided to either look into another studio or build it own, he spent so much time on the phone with me being like, pay the rent, get something, build it out yourself. Like, be different.
He's inspired us a lot, you know?
We did the Ben's Paris Fashion Week for Louis Vuitton and
That was
super.
The fashion thing was crazy
It
that you guys
was
did.
insane. It was one of the most fun I've ever had in my life. And it's so funny because we're standing all on stage, including Tyra Banks. We're all standing on stage.
Do you have a Tyra Banks impression?
Literally was on the tip of
You
my
know what's
tongue.
funny about Tyra Banks? Because I'm obsessed with America's Next Top Model,
Yeah.
the Tyra Banks show, because it's wildly problematic but genius. And she was nothing but a professional. She was on time. She was so nice. She was normal. She showed up to rehearsal. She killed all of her lines. She killed the show. Like, no problem.
You can't make fun of her. She doesn't have any crazy inflections either.
I
other
can make fun of her.
I was. What did she say? I believed you. We were all believing. What did she say? I was betting on you. We were all betting on you.
We were
Rooting for you.
rooting for you.
We were all rooting for you. Yes.
dare you?
So funny.
That's like gay 101. But Andrew Schultz, we're on stage. And he can see the lighting. And we're all just like, whatever, I don't care. And this French guy wearing all this jewels, like, alors, vous êtes bien content de dire, listen to me. And we're all like laughing because, you know, Santina's there and stuff. We're like making fun of this man. And Schultz, I can see him pacing. And finally, when the stage was empty, he's backstage looking at the TV where he can see the stage. And he goes, Mateo, go stand out on the stage. Go stand in the middle. So I go out and stand in the middle. Andrew starts to take complete control to fix the lighting. And he was fucking right. He walked on stage. He's like, you guys got to move this lighting here. This lighting has to come here. If you put this lighting over here, you're not going to see any of it and blah, blah, blah. Directing. Mm-hmm. And he was right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we've done stuff like that at venues. Like, we're the ones performing. We do this. Like,
Yes.
remember the thing with the stairs in Philly? The head of that drum line came up. He was like, you got to come work for me. He was like, the way you just forced them to do this thing that they were not going to do. I was like, I'm not taking no for an answer. Like, it's our show.
Yeah.
We've done this 150 plus times. And like, we know these things. I mean, I wish we would have done something with the lighting at the Wang. Like, there's little things. And it's not that people are lazy, while some are. Some people will phone it in and they're like, this is the way we've always done it. This is fine. And you're like, well, not today.
Well, they had to move like 5 seats. Is that in Philly where they move like 5 chairs?
Yeah.
They're,
Miller Theater?
we can't do it. We can't do it. We
The
don't
Miller,
want it.
yeah.
The
Got
Miller.
into a fight
They were
with
like, well, we
sound
can't do this. We can't. It was like a meltdown. And we were like, guys, it's going to be fine.
We were like,
We're
we're going to do it. We're going to
We'll
move these
talk to
people's
them when they're
seats.
there.
We'll give them a meet and greet. We're going to move the stairs. We're going to do this thing. And they just kept pushing back. And I was just like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Please.
I stood on the stage because the sound wasn't working. I stood on the stage. All the ushers are in there. They're holding the doors. I'm on stage. The sound, every time I would touch the mic, it would vibrate like. So I said, this has to be fixed. At one point, the sound guy goes, well, what do you? We're going back and forth. Back and forth. He goes, well, what do you want me to do? And I said, well, this might shock you, but I'm not the sound guy, right? And now all the ushers are watching us as this goes down. He goes, I don't know. I don't know what I can do. And you're just gonna have to deal with it. And I go, I promise you, I am not getting off this stage until you fix it, because I had to do 2 shows back to back. And what it meant when I held the mic, I could never move.
And then you're distracted. You cannot be at your peak performance if your sound is off.
And then my tour manager called her sound guy, and she goes, he says change the channel. They changed the channel. Worked.
It's so crazy, Dad. Sometimes we'll get our friend Rob on the phone and he'll be like, you just need to like plug this one thing into this thing. And all of a sudden the whole thing will work. He's like, FaceTime me, I'll fix this. But I wasn't always like an I'll advocate for myself kind of person. I would take no for an answer sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you just keep pushing, and I've seen this so much in our business, you don't have to be a bitch or disrespect anybody. I think we're really kind to people. But if you just say like, I know there's a solution and there's another way, and you keep pushing, like people will find another way. I can't even tell you how many times somebody sent us like some dog shit work and we're like, no, do it again. And they sent us something incredible. And we're like,
oh, look who showed
all
up
we
to
had
work
to
today.
say was one sentence, do it again.
Yeah, we do a good job. And then if we can't get it done, then we call our agent. And I don't know what he does, but all of a sudden it's been fixed. It's been handled. Very few times where I'm like, I'm going back and forth with somebody who's like, I'm not doing this. I'm the performer. I'm not doing this. Call Andrew Russell. And it's like, it's been
Ashley's
handled.
like, I'm going to call my daddy on you.
I've done that a few times.
It comes down to it. He's amazing and powerful. And if he's the last final straw, it gets done. Okay, Mateo.
We asked people if they have questions for you.
Okay.
And I really like this. I was showing Ashley, we laughed. How do I tell if my boyfriend is gay?
If you see him having sex with a man,
I think
But
everyone's
even then,
gay.
he might not be gay.
I mean, I guess so. It's 2023. Just read them all. I'll answer as quickly as possible.
Next special coming out?
I'm going to do another advice special.
Okay,
This will
great.
probably early of next year. And then after 2 years of touring with this, I'll do another special.
Oh my God.
Okay, how do I go about touching my boyfriend's booty hole?
You make sure that he hires a firehouse to clean it. There should be at least 6 firemen in there washing that asshole, because straight guys don't pay attention to their asshole. They don't realize it's like a fun house next to a sewage plant.
There's a lot of stuff back there. Also, we got you a butt plug.
I know, I saw that. Thank you. Yes, Annalise.
Favorite pasta dish to eat and to cook? Or are they the same?
Amatriciana from Umberto in Trastevere in Rome. That's my favorite dish.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And my favorite
Wait,
thing
which
to-
I ate there. I ate there a couple weeks ago.
Umberto
yes.
Amatriciana?
It's
Yeah.
so good. It
Yes.
changes your life.
changes your life. And then carbonara, to cook carbonara.
Okay. Well, do you have a doppelganger? Do you have anybody that you look like?
Liza Minnelli.
Eliza Minnelli, right?
That is
Okay.
so
Luigi.
Liza Minnelli. That's it.
Right. Okay. And then what was the hair implant process like? And your special is named
Hair plugs and heartache.
Hair Plugs and Heartache.
I thought it was al dente. That's your tour.
That's my tour, yeah.
Okay.
My hair plugs, well, they're hair transplants, what they're called. So I was really losing my hair, and I was doing everything to try and cover it, and I was losing it in the crown, and I was losing it all here and here.
Like the hairline was moving back, or
Way
just
back.
thinning,
I looked
or
like
all
the
of
dad
it?
from Seventh Heaven. Like,
Okay.
it was just like
No, not the
super...
dad from Seventh Heaven.
Remember that show? Everyone was a piece of shit in that show. Everyone was a piece of shit in that show.
There's some comedian that takes old clips from Seventh Heaven and mocks
Oh,
them.
yes,
And
I've seen him. My cousin
What?
sent him to me.
Yes,
Oh my
it'll be
God.
something really
Ryan?
crazy.
I can't think of his fucking name.
A
He's
guy?
I
very
can't either.
funny.
It's a guy, and it's just the craziest scenarios.
Craziest.
Okay.
So my hair, I was losing my hair, and I was doing everything to fix it. And I was like, I want to get hair transplants. And I didn't want to go to Turkey because I don't want to sit on a plane with a swollen head like an alien from Mars attacks and come back to customs and like, what'd you bring back? So I'm just doing my act. But so I found a really good doctor in New York City in the Upper East Side, and they did my hair, and they were such an amazing staff, and the consultation was like an hour long, but basically he said, like, we're going to put hair here and here. We take it from the back of your head. It's called FUE. They don't cut anymore. I mean, they can, but they prefer to do FUE, which is just taking hair from all around.
Like the roots? Like
Yeah,
implanting the root?
It's like planting. They cut the holes in the top of your head.
Oh, okay.
And then take the hair from the back and then put it in. And then it's like 10 days of following really specific instructions,
Okay.
like how to bathe, how to do this, how to do that.
Okay.
And 5 months later, like a chia pet starts growing in.
Okay, so
Literally.
it takes that long and then you start to see the growth.
5 months is when I first saw it. I remember it was like I would pull back my hair, like nothing. All of a sudden, like in the beginning of December, it was like, whoa. Like,
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
Thanks.
That's great.
Well, we want you to plug your tour, but we also want you to look at our butt
Plug
plug.
your
I was like, you want me to plug my tour? Or you want me to plug my ass?
So
right
we
now?
have, this is our wedding gift to you.
Oh, thank
We have our Annalise butt plug for you.
Can I look at it?
Yeah,
Open it up, I gave it to you.
Okay, so this looks great because it seems like easy. Sometimes you get butt plugs and it looks, I don't have any, but like they look
Like, where does this go?
intimidating, and
Uh-huh.
it's like, well, I don't think what's going on
Right.
up there. Like I can't handle. This looks great.
Yeah.
It's so soft.
Yeah, we love the silicone. Michael Blaustein, we gave him one. He was sucking on it during the recording.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, we'll talk.
But it's just supposed to be like, listen, it could be a beginner's one, or if you're a master at butt stuff. Either
I like
way.
that it says, "What's your vibe?" It's a really cute box.
Yeah, thank you
That's
so
very
much.
cute. I like
And
that.
we brought you the blowjob. What?
I
got-
gave him pina colada.
Oh, okay.
Because
I want
we
the
don't.
vanilla.
We're gonna send you home with vanilla. We don't have vanilla right now. We're coming
Okay.
back out with it for the holidays.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Pumpkin
Different-
spice latte. You guys are like Starbucks. Like, this,
I mean, how did you guess?
are you really?
Yeah.
I love you guys so much. I love
This
this.
is why we launched the blowjob.
Everybody keeps guessing. And like I was at this party with the Sparkle Eyes and I was like, we have new fall flavors coming out. And someone was like, pumpkin spice latte.
People
I was
keep
like,
doing that,
Actually, yes.
I mean, yeah.
People are like, what are you gonna do? Pumpkin spice? Yeah, that's
But,
literally
like-
why we launched the blowjob.
I mean, PSL for your DSLs. I mean, it's just like Rayna's
just
got
a
the best
little- you
DSLs
just-
in town.
You spray just a little bit.
Yeah, but you know, it's kind of funny. To me, this is like a funny thing to do in the bedroom. You know, like it's not sexy to
Sex
whip it out.
should be funny, by the
It
way.
should be funny. Like I used this past like Saturday night, and I just like whipped it out and like did a little like, you know, and then just like went to town. It just gets really wet and
I love it.
slippery down there.
Which
Is like I did the orange creamsicle. It's like a popsicle.
That sounds great.
You just want to do like a drop of it. Like you don't. One time I was filming a video.
right. Too much. You can't do too much.
I did like 7 takes of a video just dousing my mouth in orange creamsicle. I had a little tummy ache afterwards. You're not supposed to eat that much of it.
Yeah, Rayna has a breakfast. It's a girl dinner for Rayna. That's her girl dinner.
I have like a little hummus and crackers, and that's it. It's my girl dinner. Ashley's always like, I don't know what you do for dinner. I don't even want to know. She wouldn't.
You eat a dick.
It's a fun thing. It's just like I thought of you, and I wanted to do something different. And
Thank you. I
we
love
did
it. I
this.
love it so much. I will use both of them.
Yay!
All right, get that on that al dente dick.
I will get my al dente dick to the tooth. Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Rodrigo will have fun with it.
Yes. Well, plug everything where
Oh.
people get tickets if there are
I'm on
any. I don't know.
tour. Yeah. I think we're at 6 shows now for the Wilbur Theater.
I thought it was 7. You told me 7.
No, we're adding a 7th.
Oh my
Oh, okay.
gosh,
It's-
Mateo.
So this will be the 6th. So just go to MateoLaneComedy.com and just
Our Boston girlies.
Incredible.
That's our favorite
know,
theater.
Yeah.
Boston is
We
that's
love
an
it.
amazing thing. I've opened for Fortune Feimster there, and it was just the sound is unbelievable.
It's
We
unreal.
loved
That's where I
it.
met my boyfriend.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay,
That's where I met our
love
video
that.
guy.
That's where you met Rodrigo.
Our video guy.
God damn it, Rayna. Had to one up me. Amore. That's Amore.
I met Rodrigo in Boston.
We have a thing about Boston. We meet a lot of people. October and Boston is a big thing for us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. Like Salem witch trials, you can go out to.
Totally.
But you're all over in massive theaters. You're selling us out. Like you're just doubling our sales, which is amazing.
I'm not doubling your sales.
You
You guys
are.
are. You guys are like, yeah, we just did the United Center, but like, no big deal.
That's not
Like,
true.
In the Opera
We're doing
House.
SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, we were laughing so hard the other day when she was telling me the story about you guys coming down, but you're behind the drum line.
Mateo was laughing so hard. He
Right.
was like, "What do you mean the drum line comes down before you?
I-
So you guys are trailing the drum line."
You're walking from the back. It's a huge entrance, Mateo.
No, I know, but
it's my creative vision.
I know, but because I know
Really
you two so
roasting
well,
it.
to think that there's a massive drum line in front of you, women screaming, and then you guys are like, and now us. Rayna's 2 feet tall.
I know. We don't
All
do
they
it.
see is a hand with her green nail.
Listen, we did stop doing it like that
No,
because
I love it.
Because
I'm
Rayna
not
almost has a
making fun
panic
of you.
attack. She almost trips. No one can see her. They don't know we're in the aisles. I almost fell at the Chicago theater.
Actually, literally almost fell to the Chicago theater.
Mateo,
she is like
there was a moment to see
leapfrogging over
I'm
people's
teetering
bodies.
on one heel. There was no railing. I almost fall into like the orchestra pit.
I know she almost fell. I was like, I'm gonna lose her.
So Rayna's coming down the aisle. No one can see her. We expect like screams, and we're like, where is she? And then they can see me, and I'm pointing over to the other aisle, like, she's over there.
People think that the drumline hired a midget. Like, it's a circus performance.
Yeah. You're just bringing up the rear of the drum line. Rayna. I'm sorry I made you do that. I won't do it again.
Yes, you will. When Mateo was like, what do you mean you don't lead the drum line? You go behind the drum.
Cute. I thought, well, if you guys came out and the drums are behind you, like, oh my God.
No.
I was like, well, what? No.
I know.
Right, you know
We're
what?
gonna wait.
It was a bad decision.
We're going to go after the drums.
But they're the opening act. Oh my God. I hate you guys.
My stomach is killing me. My stomach hurts.
I am a visionary.
No, actually, I love it. I love
People
it.
do lose their minds, but I have to like turn around and wave at people like, hi, it's me.
Yeah.
And then they get really
We have stopped doing it because
Yeah.
of that. People can't see you.
Well, listen, I liked it because I don't have to dance as much because by the time I get to the stage, there's like 10 seconds left of the song. I don't have to dance. And now I've had to learn to dance because now we walk out onto the stage and I have to like shimmy around and stuff. So I've had to like learn how to move my body. I'm getting better.
Are you still having the drum lines, though?
Yeah, they're
I need to
awesome.
come to your guys'
the
next
drum lines
show.
have taken it to a next level. I mean, there's
When I come to a show of your guys',
Yeah.
okay, I want to see you guys coming from the back behind the drum line. Just for me.
you are. You're going to.
No, I want to be on
can
stage.
lead
I want
the
to
drum line.
introduce you just so I can watch the whole thing go down.
Wait,
That
you should
memory.
be like the conductor. Is that what they?
Deal. I'll come. You guys
That's-
hire a conductor.
That's what I think of him. It's like, well, Bobby Westside can do it or Mateo. And they come down both lanes
In like
of the
a
theater.
thong.
Deal.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's fun. We had some good laughs.
Ooh,
today.
it is hot in here. Yeah, sorry
This is
to.
the hottest day.
Well,
that
you're hanging
we've
out,
had.
so you're welcome to shower. We're gonna record the rest of this.
Yeah, I bet your bathroom's upstairs.
Oh, really? I might actually do that.
Wait, are you
So-
MateoLane.com?
MateoLaneComedy.com.
MateoLaneComedy.com. Mateo Lane on Instagram.
Mateo Lane on Instagram, Mateo Lane on TikTok, and Mateo Lane Comedy on YouTube, I think, or Mateo Lane.
Okay, you guys will find it.
Yeah, you'll find it.
And you know where to find us at girlsgottaeat.com. Get tickets to our tour. We cannot wait to see you guys all over the country. Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm Ash Hess. Rayna is Rayna.Greenberg. Our other company, Vibes Only. Get your butt plugs, get your blow gels. Vibesonly.com, Vibes Only on Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube. We'll see you next week.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.
Ciao.